I need a funny intro. Someone come up with something.
Emblem Engage.
No, that's too obvious. It's like
Fine.
that's less obvious, but more specific. Whatever.
What
We're
the
already
do you
here.
want then?
We're already here. Hey y'all.
You make an intro then.
I didn't think. I don't know what to do. I don't. What's
Don't say
fun?
hey y'all. You're
What's
not
fun?
Scott the
I
Woz.
wish I was Scott the Woz, bro. That's my guy right there. That's the top one.
Swear to God.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
What are you doing?
This is already a mess. You haven't even started.
It's a great mess.
Alright.
What intro do you want if you don't want Emblem Engage?
I'm trying to
then?
think. I'm trying to think.
What's
I
good?
I need some wordplay. It's gotta be snappy. It's gotta like have a nice ring to it.
Does it have to be engaging?
Probably. It should probably be engaging.
Why don't you engage with a better intro?
I really got nothing. I'm bone dry. Nothing in my head. You know what? Hey, what's up, hello? That's the intro. We're going with that. Hey, what's up, hello, Fire Emblem fans around the world. Collin, we start. Nah, that was the legit intro. We're starting now. All right, past intro. Now we're starting. We're starting. All right. I made a mistake. Anyway. Fire Emblem Engage, right? Then you hit game. Then you hit Fire Emblem came out like a month ago by this point. And so I wanted to talk about it. I beat the game. And I wanted to bring on two of the biggest Fire Emblem fans that I know to talk about the hit new video game. So Collin, Paul, introduce yourselves. Who are you?
Well, I don't really have that much to say about myself. Hi, I'm Collin. I'm just a dude on the internet there, and I really love Fire Emblem.
Hello, I'm Paul. I'm also a dude on the internet. I stream, but I'm not like a big streamer.
He streams on twitch.tv/VinSRC, by the way.
Stop chilling for me.
But what if they have it in their pockets and they're only doing audio? Gotta accommodate all peoples.
There is a lot of people that do audio there.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
We're here talking about Fire Emblem Engage. We're gonna go over everything: the story, the gameplay, the look, the Fire Emblemness, the engagement we had in the video game. All right, fellas, yes, the fire, fellas. Before we get into the game itself, let's go over a little bit of Fire Emblem itself as a Nintendo franchise. We're all Nintendo fans here. We all got our Switches.
Yeah, I got my Switch.
Yeah, I'm a Switch.
Yeah.
I flipped the Switch. Flip.
Too early for that one, Paul. But whatever. Person one being Collin. You go first because I think you're the big Fire Emblem fan here. Or at least you've played the most of the video games.
I thought I was on the same level as Paul.
No, you've played like the SNES
I haven't
games
counted.
too. Wait. Whatever, you're Discord order, you go first.
We played about the same.
Yeah, you go first. You go first, Collin.
Okay. My experience with the series is that it's probably my second or third favorite Nintendo franchise here. I love a good chunk of the games to death there. I've poured like thousands of hours into all of the games combined there, and even despite my issues with a few of the weaker entries in the series there, it's just one of them I always go to for like pretty consistent quality in terms of gameplay, in terms of writing, and especially just in terms of like replay value. That's about my background on that, I would say.
Who's your favorite Fire Emblem character, Engage not including?
Well, my favorite overall is probably Ike. I would.
Yes.
All right. Go
Base.
All right, Paul, you next. What's your
It's me
experience
next.
with the Fire Emblem franchise? Oh wait, actually no. Before that, Colin, what's your favorite Fire Emblem game? Number one, just one.
My favorite Fire Emblem game is Fire Emblem 7. Also known as Blazing Sword, Blazing Blade, whatever you want to call it.
Rekka no Ken!
There you go.
Yeah, it's not
Thank you,
Funan
babe.
Tsurugi. That's FB6.
That's a right game. Anyway, Paul, your turn. You go next.
Hello, I'm Paul. I love Fire Emblem. It's definitely my second favorite. The first would probably have to be Zelda. Because I have Zelda on the buy. I have a Zelda too, regardless. Fire Emblem is definitely the second favorite.
I just realized I tend to edit the and shit, so I'm not gonna do that here. That's gonna be tedious. Anyway, go on, Paul.
It's fine. Oh yeah, right. I will try to not swear.
Yeah,
I tend to have-
mine is the two I just said right there, but whatever, I'll edit that out.
Yeah, I tend to swear like
For,
a sailor,
you know,
but I will
channel
do my best.
consistency. Once I get
I will
lazy.
do my best to not
Yeah,
do
do
that.
your best. You specifically, Paul. You're a sailor.
Yes.
Anyway, continue. with Fire
Anyways, I
Emblem.
love Fire Emblem. Definitely my second favorite series. I played too many of these games. My first one was Path of Radiance on the GameCube, which is still maybe the best. I'm still thinking about it. I beat that game like probably 8 times by now. I don't know. But I
Is that
play
all
like
times?
every. What's up?
Nothing. Go on.
Well, I played like
A lot of
most of them. I played all the 3DS ones, all the GBA ones, all the Switch ones. I played Fire Emblem 3. I didn't play 4. You would have to pay me to play Fire Emblem 5. I'm sorry.
Dog.
Look, Fire Emblem 4, I'm like, ooh, that Sigurd game seems interesting. They'll play FE5. I'm like, no. I don't know about that one.
He's not a Thracia fan. He does
I
not
think
care
that's-
about Leaf
Sorry.
and all of his funny friends.
Paul,
Oh, hey,
you,
no.
haven't played 4 yet, right?
Yeah, no, I will play, but I already know
I
about
think-
the spoilers and all that.
I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing we're switched on here because I think we've played the exact same amount of games. Just you've played 3, I played 4. We haven't played like both 5 or 3, 4
Yeah.
respectively.
Does Echoes count as Gaiden?
I
No,
think- Oh, really?
they're different. That's like saying does Zero Mission count as Metroid original?
That's fair.
In
But
my
yes.
head, in my head, it counts because like that's what they were going for with like the original vision of it. But if you don't think it counts, then whatever.
I mean, they're different ass games.
And sorry, no, BDon's gonna ask about the favorites or whatever. It's, top 3 is Ike in first, definitely. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT? For real?
Calm down.
Absolutely not. And second and third
I'm
place
sorry,
change on the
headphone
whim.
users.
Second and third place change on the whim, basically daily. It's either Edelgard or Ulm. Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Favorite game would probably be Path of Radiance. I'm still thinking about it, but it would probably be Path of Radiance. Very good.
Alright, my turn, and I am by far the least Fire Emblem fan of all 3 of us. I've played like 6, 7 of the games. I started with Awakening because I was like, hey, I know that guy. It's got Martha in it. It was not Martha, it was Lucina. And then I've played
Martha's
Fates-
the DLC. That
Yeah,
makes it too bad.
I know, but like in the trailers they say it's Martha, but it's Lucina.
Yes.
You know, spoilers for that old game. Anyway.
It's over a decade old. It's fine.
Yeah, I played that, and I played Fates, Birthright and Conquest, 3 Houses, Sacred Stones, and Blazing Blade, and I recently played Path of Radiance, and like some of the spin-offs, like I played Warriors or like TMS.
Oh yeah, I guess I also those also kind of played both Warriors game and TMS.
And I also played
good.
Heroes for 4 years before I dropped that game like a rock because it was trash. It's trash.
Heroes.
My favorite game is Awakening.
Emblem.
Collin,
Heroes.
Collin, I'm speaking.
I had to do it one time. Anyway, continue.
My favorite game is Awakening. I think it just has like the most fun gameplay. I think it has by far my favorite characters. I just think it's a super fun video game. My favorite character in the franchise is Henry because he makes me smile. He's weird, he's
basic.
funny, he's quirky, he's got a cool design, he's got cool dark magic. I just love that dude.
Henry's cool.
Henry's
Good pick.
Henry's my guy. Also, Lara Shell's the best girl in the franchise.
No, it's not.
No,
That's
I'm
theory.
spitting.
No, you're not.
But anyway,
spitting.
we're
Get
not
out of the
talking
kitchen.
we're talking about Fire Emblem Engage here,
You
alright?
didn't ask us our best girls. What is this about?
Well, that's just my number 2 character, who happens to be a female character. That's why
In
I said
that
that.
case, in that case, well, Paul mentioned his number 2 and 3. My number 2 is Lynn.
The Lynn fan.
Lynn
in the house.
fan. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
you would
I'll
be
take
a
it.
Lynn fan.
Does that mean?
I take that. one.
Thighs.
I,
Thighs. I don't want to say it, but it's thighs.
is it the
I
thighs,
mean-
Colin?
It's the thighs, Colin.
I won't deny her thighs are very nice there, but no, I just very much love her character.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
Well,
Fire
Anyway.
Emblem Engage is what we're talking about, not any of the other ones, even though they're all included
Yeah,
in
no.
some way.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over those inclusions
Yeah,
definitely because of bullying.
But
So let's start with the first piece of Engage content. You guys remember the
The
leaks
leak?
the leaks? The
Bro,
leaks that first
I-
came out back in like I want to say
I-
July, August-ish.
I specifically remember it because we were all like, we all saw this together and we were talking about it, and all of us were like, "Man, there's no way in hell this thing is real."
Yeah, because of
We
the.
did all agree that it looked. We did all agree that it looked better than Three Houses, though. Even
But
if it wasn't real.
there was a multicolored elephant in the room, being the main character, who we now know as a Lear, in
Lear.
his weird, to put it lightly, hairstyle. The weird
I find it
combo of
very
blue and red that
weird.
looked like so anime that it felt like parody.
For me, it was always like the hair that made me not feel real because like outfit-wise, I thought it was like fire.
Yeah, the outfit was
Like,
kind of fire, honestly. I like the outfit.
Yeah, but it was like
Did.
it just.
Shut up.
Anyway, yeah, it was always the outfit that like threw me off. I mean, not the outfit. It was always the hair that threw me off with that. Like, you know, the outfit was fine. The heterochromia, it's a JRPG or an RPG or whatever. There, you see that. You see that stuff all the time.
Ah, save yourself.
Anyway, you see that stuff all the time there. I've been like numb to that at that point there ever since Yuna. But anyway,
Yeah,
Yuna?
fine.
Final Fantasy X
Yuna?
Yuna?
That
Hold
one?
on.
What's up?
What? Which Yuna are we talking about?
I don't
Yeah,
know
which
the,
Yuna you
who
The
are
one
you
you
talking?
mentioned.
You said Yuna.
Oh! I'm talking about Final Fantasy X.
Ah, does he have heterochromia?
She actually does, yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
I haven't played Final Fantasy X, but
I
I'll
also not
believe you,
played
I
10. I
suppose.
did not know that.
Well, there you go.
Sadly, this is the Final Fantasy spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Spoilers for those who haven't played the first 3 hours of Final Fantasy X.
I don't think having heterochromia is that much of a spoiler.
It's not. That's why I was like, that's why I'm being facetious with it anyway.
Yeah,
It'd be
But-
funny.
but
Like I said, there-
but back to Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
Who
the first
knows?
time I saw that there, I was just like, there's no way this is gonna be real.
Yeah, I thought it was a weird like either like a knockoff or like just something someone like just cropped up. It was kind of like when I saw Mario Rabbids, where like I felt like it was too dumb to be true.
I don't know. I was apprehensive. I didn't discard it out entirely. I'm like, the hair is the only thing that would seem out of the ordinary. The rest is fine. So I'm like, maybe.
Well, needless to say, it was real because that September Direct rolled around,
Yeah.
and the
That
first
was
thing they showed.
definitely a screenshot of chapter 2. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember that Direct, but it was bad. That was a bad Direct.
Was
If you guys
it?
remember, it was pretty bad. Outside of Pikmin
that-
4 and Octopath 2, I was not feeling it. It was the
Wasn't that
farm
all-
game one.
Yeah, the farm game.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they had those 2 and Fire Emblem, which were the only 3 things I cared about. Like, yeah,
Nah,
finally 3 things.
I was holding on to Pikmin 4 for dear life for anything in that Direct.
This is going a little bit off topic there, but I remember that Direct. I saw the Pikmin mobile game there. The minute I saw that, I'm like, oh no.
Pikmin for phones!
Yeah,
Mr.
that was
Wild
the
Dog.
biggest low to the biggest high I felt in a Direct in my life.
Mans was about to kill himself there, but then he brought himself back to life.
I ascended with Pikmin 4, and also Fire Emblem was there, I guess. So what did you guys first think of Fire Emblem Engage when it was first revealed?
I'll be real, I did not think the first trailer of it did that good of a job selling me on the game at first. Like, main thing I took away from that is like, wow, this game actually does look really good in terms of like, you know,
It did look
graphics-
very pretty.
graphics and art style there. But like, I remember watching it, I'm like, this is really disjointed, or it felt like it was trying to show too much at once there without like giving me like oh okay.
I get what you mean. Because like,
Yeah.
with the game out now, it's like the game has a lot of mechanics to go through. Which is why I was like, oh, it's probably trying to show you too much and doesn't
Like-
have enough time to do so.
If it were down to me, the main thing I think I would try to like have it show was like, well, obviously it's going to show a lot of the CG cutscenes and all that there.
Yes, yeah.
Which, the main thing I would have it like try to show me is mainly, I would probably say that a good chunk of the characters there, and like a better emphasis on the engage mechanic, which
Mhm.
we'll get to more later. But like first time watching it, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on here, and I don't know how to feel
Yeah.
about any of it.
Like, I was swapping off because I like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem games are usually good gameplay-wise, at least. So I'm like, at least I know I'll have fun playing it, but I also don't know how to feel about the rest, I suppose. I'll have to wait and see.
And I think I know here who had the... I don't want to say most volatile reaction, but I know you were the least positive about it. BDon, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought
Man
it
did
looked
hate
like
it.
trash, bro.
Of
I
course
was
he did.
not
You hate
feeling it in
Fire
that first
Emblem.
trailer. I don't hate Fire Emblem, but I was not feeling any part of that trailer outside of the fact that it had like more than 2 colors and then 3 houses. I was like, okay, there's some nice colors, but aside from that, I did not like any of the character designs. They all looked like stupid VTubers to me. The engagement mechanic didn't like didn't do anything to me. I just none of it was hitting for me. I was like, this looks like it's going to be a bad video game that I might like ironically, if anything. It just
this is gonna be a running trend for the freaking reveals, all of them.
Yeah, the pre-release, like, so my thing with the I was going through right now. I think with the game's mechanic in terms of the concept is that it's cool to have like these weird like freaking I don't know anime fusion things that are going on, but I generally don't really care for the Fire Emblem main characters. I find the personality to be pretty like drywall most of the time. Most of the times they just don't grab me. Outside of like some exceptions, like I like Hector.
What do you mean? Have you not seen Marth's grab range in Melee?
He's got jokes. Man's got jokes.
I got jokes.
But no, generally they're just never my favorite characters. So when they're bringing back just the blue guy, the other blue guy, I was just like, okay, all right.
There's like 4 blue guys at best.
It's called hyperbole.
I mean, here's the thing. He's not wrong with that. There,
Also
except
true,
to be
yeah.
blue guy, blue gal.
Ah, right. might be my mistake.
Anyway,
but it's like, yeah, you're not gonna get me hyped to see Marth in the video game, Lid in the video game, Erica in the video game. I'm not gonna pop off for any of those characters. They're not my guys.
Meanwhile, with like for the choices they had there, it's like I was popping off half and half for them there.
Yeah.
I did think it was really cool that we were getting to see, Thracia and genealogy. With both Sigurd and Leaf. What else is there? Actually, I think that's it. Like in terms of like Japan exclusive ones.
I mean, there's Roy. Roy's the boy.
Yeah,
well, Roy's the goat. All right, Roy's the goat.
Yeah.
Go on, Collin.
Coming from the guy that hasn't played Fire Emblem.
He has a fire sword and goes, yeah. He's the best character. I don't know what to say. Wait,
this isn't as bad as Spoilercast, anyway.
Anyway, yeah, that just kind of trucked along until January. It was a very small like pre-release season. It was like what, a couple of months, 3-4 months.
Yeah, I'm surprised how fast like the game like was announced
like
and then
3
came
months
out.
or so, 4.
Yeah,
maybe?
it was revealed in September and came out in January, so it was like super quick. I felt like there was not much pre-release.
Cause like wasn't that something in the leak there where they said it was pretty much done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said they were sitting on the game, which I guess they do sometimes. Like with Metroid, they said that with Prime also. They said the same thing. Like they had the game done for a year.
I honestly feel like if COVID hadn't happened, this might have been the 2020 game. If they were just sitting on it, honestly.
I don't know about 2020, but it might have came out earlier.
I could see coming out earlier.
When is the Fire Emblem anniversary again? Hold on.
I don't know. You would know more than me.
Why don't you look that up there? We'll keep talking.
I am. Yeah, no, it became 30 in 2020. Anyways, go on.
Anyway, going on to like, yeah. So most of us agreed the first trailer wasn't that great. I think Paul was the most positive on that there. But then the more they kept showing with it, the more I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because like BDon said he didn't like follow a lot of the news cycles because he doesn't
most of what I followed was just
Fire
like
Emblem.
what Nintendo would tweet. I didn't follow like any of the Fire Emblem news sources or whatever. And they weren't like tweeting a whole lot about it. It was like, hey, here's Marth, here's Celica. You guys know these guys? Cool. Technical difficulties. We switched to a different timeline real quick. Now let's continue with the Engage talk.
Alrighty then. I'll start off by saying like, what was it? again, I didn't think the first trailer was all that great there, but like the more it kept going on, like the more I was like, I kind of liked what they were cooking with, and me and Paul like followed more of the news sources there than Mr. BDon here.
It's me.
Mm-hmm. Boucheron.
I didn't even know if that was yet.
It's me.
They had shown Boucheron by that point.
Well, I didn't know what his name
probably.
was or what he looked like. I knew like 2 characters, and no, I only knew.
That is the thing.
I only knew Alear and the old characters actually.
Because you're like, oh, I know like 3 characters. I'm like, 2 Alear and the old characters. I'm like, I've seen most of them before the game came out.
Anyway, so what did you all see BDon before like the reveal?
For release, I suppose.
Yeah.
Before release, I saw the trailers they would put out, which were like little like short overviews. I saw those that just kind of went over what the game is, and maybe like the odd tweet here and there.
I did sell you the game by showing you the video of the Wolf Knight.
You did show me the Wolf Knight, and I thought that is really cool. We got wolves, which are the best animals, so I might have to buy this game. And then I bought the game. Oh, also I knew Anna was in the game, and it was a child for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
After playing the game, I
gonna-
still don't know why they did that.
Well, we'll get to more of that later.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for like pre-release stuff. Should
Yeah,
we
so
just?
Pretty much.
But the big thing is that me and Paul, like, we were pretty much sold on it from day one. Like, pretty much here, mainly because it was Fire Emblem. BDon was not so much. Until, like, what? Till you saw the Wolf Knight thing there? Or...
I don't know. It was like a week. It was like a week or 2 before release. In fact, probably maybe even less than that. It was very close to release. So I was like, all right, the gameplay looks fun. I'll buy it. At best, or at worst, I can at least laugh at it.
He hates Fire Emblem. Chat.
I don't hate
Yeah.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, it's just like, we were all expecting him to, like, at least wait a little bit. No, he bought it day one like the rest of us.
Based.
There was
based
also
with
a
it.
little bit of FOMO in there, I will fully admit.
That's fair.
There was a little bit of what?
FOMO.
Fear of missing out or whatever.
Ah, okay.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing's like, oh, if you don't buy it on release, you're not gonna be part of the fun discussion, whatever, of the moment.
Yeah, so
cetera,
we
et cetera.
all, I'm pretty sure, bought that game day one.
We all
We
bought
are.
it day one. We've all beaten it at least once. I'm close to beating my second playthrough of it.
I also am close to I am on chapter 23 of my second playthrough.
I played the
So-
game once.
And you somehow had more hours in it because you died. We're gonna get to that later.
Well, let's not get too deep into that. But so after playing the game, guys, what are like some little thoughts you have on it just at the start?
Oh no, Collin, what are your thoughts on it? I'm gonna
Alright,
rally it
well,
back to
okay.
you.
That sounds
Alright.
accusatory.
It's not really.
I'll just go there. So far, I know we're pretty early into the year so far, but I don't know.
Oh?
I think it's got Game of the Year potential.
Oh, based?
I have played
Based
one game
behavior?
this year. I cannot ascertain that statement at all.
I have only played one. I think it's the only game I played this year that's from 2023.
Yeah, like new game, yeah.
But if we're talking like a lot of stuff I played for the first time this year, it's definitely been the best one.
I
But-
don't
Yeah.
count that.
You don't count
Alright.
it, that's fine. But I'm counting that myself.
Okay, bitch,
Anyway,
Anyhow.
I just thought this was a really great time all around. Like,
yeah.
it's been a while for me, like, since I think my first playthrough of Three Houses, I was like, I just did not want to stop putting the game down. Like,
Mhm.
and it's like, it paid me a lot when I had to, like, either do something or go to work there, because it's like, I just want to keep playing it.
Fair.
Now, Paul, I'm pretty sure you're on similar spectrum as me there, aren't you?
Basically, yeah. So for quick thoughts, I'm not going too deep into it. Like, I don't know. If, can you even consider this the honeymoon period of the game? It's been a month.
Well, when did you beat it?
I beat it. I streamed that actually. Let me check on my fucking archive channel.
About how long ago did you beat it? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Last time I beat the game 2 weeks ago.
You're probably post honeymoon. I mean, I'm post honeymoon. I've had time to stew and think about the video game.
Yeah, almost 3 weeks because it was February 2nd, and it's been like 19 days.
Yeah. So you're definitely post honeymoon. I think all of us here are pretty post honeymoon.
Yeah, I'm definitely post honeymoon.
You got this for quick thoughts. I'm still gonna sit on it. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna give a fucking have to stop it. I keep doing it. I'm not gonna give a decisive statement, but it might be the best one, honestly, from gameplay, even story that we're gonna get into. Like I had a good time. This is the best looking game in the series, without question.
Yeah, not a high bar, but yeah.
It might have some of the best animations, etc., etc.
Oh, 110%.
Plays great. Yeah, plays great. Looks great. Definitely one of the best ones.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
No, go on. I'm good. I'm finished.
Anyway,
That was quick.
We'll get more into this later, but animation-wise, I still hold a little bit more towards the GBA personally there. But we're talking like overall like consistency between the consistency with it. It might be like the most consistently good.
We got to that.
I think GBA has higher highs, but again, we'll get to that later.
Your turn, BDon.
And then me, we just established that I was not super into
you
it.
You do
going
hate
in.
Fire Emblem.
I don't hate Fire Emblem. Anyway.
All right, let's not run that into the ground too much.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. So, as someone who was not super into it going in, I put over 100 hours into that playthrough. I just kind of kept playing the video game. Needless to say, it was pretty good. I liked it.
I remember first day when you played it, and you were like, I went to bed thinking about the game, and I woke up thinking about it. Like, it's happening.
I got.
He's experiencing peak fiction.
I say, I don't know if I would say it's my favorite, or I mean, I know where I would place it in my ranking, but we'll save that for a bit. It's definitely in the higher echelon of the games that I've played. I think it's a really good, a really fun time. I have some bones to pick here and there, but for the most part, it's a good video game. I liked it.
You're a true boner?
I always have been.
Okay, let's...
Let's start getting more structured.
And we mentioned it before here. Let's start by talking about how the game looks.
Yeah, presentation.
And the fact that the game looks good at all.
It looks because man.
Yeah, it's like because like for Three Houses, I feel like because it's like the previous one there, I feel like it shouldn't look. The fact how much of a gap there is like between how good like Engage look compared to how bad Three Houses looks, saying a lot there. And I'm saying this as someone that like still thinks Three Houses is like in their top 5 there, but like.
I love Three Houses, but
for a little bit, Collin loves Three Houses. Paul loves Three Houses. I think that game is trash.
You do,
yeah,
for a myriad of reasons. And graphics were one of them. Because I think to this day it is the ugliest first-party game on Switch. I think the color palette is drab. The actual like textures are atrocious. I think that game just front to back looks god awful, and I don't know how they got away with that.
I played too much of that game to say I don't like it, I suppose.
The fact that we have a very good-looking Fire Emblem game now is great, because, like... I mean, I know it feels like a lot longer, but, like, I didn't even think the 3DS games looked that great.
Welcome back.
That was crazy. We're in Timeline 3 now. Things got a little hairy in Timeline 1 and 2, but now we're here.
I love Bravely Default.
I don't get the reference. I love Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Sure, you would.
Or
love
Rick and
that
Morty.
Marvel
I'm
fan.
gonna see Ant-Man soon. I am a Marvel fan.
Anyway, the last thing we were talking about there.
Graphics.
Game look, and I mentioned the 3DS there. So going back to that, I thought the 3DS games looked fine for what they were.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a case of like the console they were on, and for what they did, they tried their best with it there. But I still didn't think it looked great. I think Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn don't look
good.
That great either. Path of Radiance, I think. I mean, come on, man.
I like Path of Radiance. I think it looks fine.
I think it's kind of an ugly-looking GameCube game. Because like
It's nowhere-
that game
Go ahead.
came out like after Sunshine, after like Wind Waker and a bunch of other games. Yeah, I think
I
just
don't
as
think you
bad.
really compare the two because they're,
Okay,
they're, like, going
I
for
was just saying
different things.
I was just saying that other games that came out before on the GameCube looked good. Not necessarily the art style, just general graphics, general
Yeah.
graphical fidelity and such.
If we want to talk about a game where I think had bad graphical fidelity and bad art style, Radiant
Three
Dawn.
Houses. Oh, that too maybe.
We talked about it earlier there.
We
man.
did do
Radiant
that.
Dawn is so fucking washed out.
It's
so
like
great.
it's about as bad looking as Pathfinder. Like maybe the models are a bit better and that kind of deal there.
Yeah, like
but
the
color
models
palette,
definitely.
the color palette is just so fucking gray and ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I stand by it that we haven't had a good looking Fire Emblem game since
The Game Boy.
EA games.
Because the DS games also look like trash.
No, we don't talk about the remake of Fire Emblem 1 and 3.
They've been through the trenches. The best looking Fire Emblem game has been like Smash 4 and then Smash Ultimate.
But yes, the Engage is the prettiest game in the franchise by a long shot. It's not
Yeah.
even up for debate.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
not
up
really.
for debate.
Unless you like the
Graph-
GBA games a lot, then there could be debate there. But aside from that, there isn't.
Yeah, it's like not even just looking graphically. Like I think it looks really impressive there. Art style wise, this game is kind of gorgeous.
Because
It
it
is
has
very-
one. It has colors. There's like greens and
colors.
yellows. And even
Also, I don't know where
blues.
this goes in this discussion, but like the effects on the game are like people.
Oh yeah,
Like
they're
you
nice. They're
sword
real
on a
nice.
motherfucker, it's like just a laser beam. It's
Oh.
very good.
That's another thing I gotta edit out. You said
What?
you said the fug. You said the
Oh,
fug
right.
word. Anyway,
you
continue.
use a fudging Toron on a guy. It's just like a goddamn laser beam.
Thanks for bringing that up there, Paul. I want to mention, not only do I think the graphics and the art style of this game look great, the animations. Oh my god.
Oh, they're so sick. They're like
They're
they're like
so-
out of a
like-
fighting game or something.
I mentioned it earlier. I think I still hold a little bit more personal attachment to the GBA animations personally, and I think they have higher highs. But like, if I'm looking at it like in a total package, like every single like animation in the game, I think Engage is the best.
Also,
Engage is like even the miss animation, bro. Now it progresses because early on the character like dodges the attack, but by the end of the game they're fucking hitting arrows out of the air with a sword.
Paul, the language.
oh, bro,
With the
when my boy
damn sword.
when my boy
Can I say
Kagetsu showed
damn?
up, and he yeah, you can say that. When Kagetsu showed up and he had the crate animation, and he did the freaking like anime like Brook like sheathing sword thing. It's so
That's
cool.
I
was
did
gonna say
the
Virgil.
judgment cut for real, for real.
That works too. I'm a One Piece fan.
I'm a
You're
DMC fan. He thinks he's Virgil. And he kind of was. He kind of was. Kind of raw. Hold on.
But no, like the crate animations are super sick. There's a nice flow in the battles. Like the attack leads into the dodge, which leads into the counter attack, and it's so smooth.
It's so, yes. God,
It-
it's so smooth. 60 FPS.
It's
Shut up. It ain't.
like
It's
they
30.
put-
It's a Switch game.
It's like they put the best aspects of like the GBA animations to Flash, but also bringing in the likes of say the deal with the Echoes animations where they stayed close to each other there and had like better dodging animations.
And like, if you want your warrior or whatever crit where he throws his axe into the air, just have a warrior. He does that.
Yeah, it's
The
cool.
Warrior doesn't
In
do
the game.
the Warrior didn't do that. The Berserker did, but yeah.
No, it's the
I'm pretty sure
Warrior.
it's-
It's the Warrior.
Yeah. Is it Berserker
no,
like?
no,
one
no,
of-
I meant in GBA games. they
Oh.
didn't do that.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I don't
Warrior
remember.
Warrior was the top of destruction.
There is one very like the most minor nitpick I have with this game. Heroes look stupid.
I
hate
will-
them.
What does?
I will say
Hero, like the class hero, the generic.
Oh,
outfit
the
that
outfit.
looks dumb.
Oh, also, some of the I don't like the Sage outfit because I spent like 2/3 of the game trying to get my man Clan to be a Sage, and then I got there and I was like, I don't like that outfit on you, dude. And I took it off, made him a Mage Knight.
It's
it
wrong.
felt like it definitely felt like it was more like it looks a lot better on the likes of Citrine. There for like bad
We'll
outfit.
talk about the goal later. We'll talk about
Also,
the goal.
the one we should talk about the one thing about the whole like look of the game that's like the controversial one, the designs, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like 90% good. It's crazy how they did
I
that.
would go
I-
less than that, but I will say that a good amount of them grew on me. There's still some that I just straight up like don't like Hortensia. Don't like that one. I throughout the entire game, 100 hours later, still think Alear looks really stupid. Still did not get used to that.
I like Alear.
I don't. I think he looks still awful. I just think there's no saving that in my eyes.
They look fine. They're raw. They are raw.
I'm gonna look back at like my old tier list that like I made just to like judge them based on like design.
We didn't make characters tier list.
Oh my lord!
You want both of them?
Paul, you dying there, buddy? You good?
Yeah, Carnival going on or something?
Yes, actually, it's February.
Oh, really?
So
you guessed correctly. Good job.
I'm looking at it right now, and a lot of them kind of didn't really change for me in terms of like design-wise. I think are cool. There are a couple I think looking at them more and like having to deal with them in the game, I didn't really. It kind of like dwindled on me a little bit. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking there with the likes of. I guess Vander does look kind of cool.
He looks average. He's a guy. He's there.
That's why I said kinda, not really anything
He's
more. He's
definitely a dude. He's duding it up. Definitely.
I don't know what I was thinking there with only neutral on Gold Mary. Later on, they're actually really grew to like the design. And no, it's not because of the knockers. Calm down.
I don't know what I was thinking with Hortensia and Plateau, bro.
I don't know. I was thinking
Hortensia's
with...
like
Actually, no.
very low.
I think some of them, it's less that the design grew me, more so I just like the character in question. Some of them are still like stupid. Like I don't like how Vale looks. Zephia is like maybe worse than Alear. Something when I think about it, the outfit's just an eyesore. But
it's
like
fine.
Some of the ones that I liked, I like a bit more, and some of the ones that I was like whatever on, I kind of like, or at least I like the character who has the outfit. So I'd like
the only ones I think really grew on me design-wise looking at this would probably be Gold Mary, I'm trying to think here. Marin, mainly, I think the wolf carries it for Marin for me a lot.
Definitely.
But,
it is the best class in the video game.
And now I see the full thing there. I really like Rosado's design as well.
It is very good. Funnily enough, the biggest jump I've had from my old tier list to the new one is Fram, which I did not expect. Yeah, no, that sounds about. That's right. Yeah,
My biggest jump was either Alcrist or Panette. Actually, no, it's Rosado. It's Rosado. I forgot how low I had Rosado.
There's no way. There's no way I had Rosado low. What is wrong with you?
I had Rosado linked to my bottom 5.
What's wrong with you?
Because you're gonna put this in the video there, I want to say like the goats and my bottom one there. That was all characters I already knew going into it. In other words, the rings. I didn't feel like putting characters like that. Like I didn't feel comfortable putting characters I like didn't want to. Either I'm interested or not interested in when I already knew the character.
My biggest drop was Anna, I think.
My biggest drop was probably Seedall.
Oh, Seedall like dropped a tier for me. So Fogado actually and Lapis.
I don't know. He was carried by the fact that he had a headband and nothing else. And in the game, he is all right. We'll talk about him later.
Okay. But yeah, still going on design there. I think the only one I really had like kind of a drop on was probably like maybe Vander, Boucheron, and
Boucheron.
Like I think all of them have like decent designs there, and like when I say that, I mean like they would probably only drop down a tier rather than anything.
Boucheron stayed in the same tier for me.
No, I'll just say, on the whole, I think that they're a lot more tolerable than I thought pre-release. However, in the next game, I want someone different. God, please, anybody different as the designer. Bring back Kozaki from Awakening and Fates. I'm not pessimistic. I just want something different. I'm just saying, if they had like Yuki Tabata on the Black Clover guy, oh my god, that'd be crazy.
I'm realizing if you're putting this in the video here, no one's gonna get happy for you, Neo. In the tier.
Oh yeah. He's a friend of ours. He likes Fire Emblem and Thracia 776.
He does like Thracia 776, so Lewin is his goat or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, on from the designs. I think we all think they're at the very least decent.
No. We gotta talk about the bangers.
Stop slapping. Stop slamming your desk like that, bro.
Stop yapping and start slapping, bro. It's happening.
You're already. I said stop slapping, not stop yet, or start slapping. I said to stop that.
So
Anyway.
So I think in my opinion, soundtracks for Fire Emblem have never really been like the strongest suit of it. I could pick out games that like have, I could pick out games that have like pretty memorable soundtracks, like Echoes, Fates. For me personally, just with how many times I've played the game, 7.
That's also influence because I know like Path Radiant's soundtrack front to back.
Yeah, I played most of the games once. I know, like, I love the Fates soundtrack. Awakening's pretty good. Three Houses is bad. The rest I think are pretty alright. And from what I've heard of Echoes, it's probably pretty good. I know like 2 songs.
So good.
I know like the funny subspace song, you know, the ba 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 ba, and then like that one song that was in like Echoes, and then was in like Smash Ultimate. It's like the first. It's like the ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da bum ba da. You know that one? Like it's like the first battle theme, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But on the whole, I think the music is like not the series' strong suit probably, but Fates exists and is godlike.
That's it. Yeah, it's mainly Fates. It's mainly Fates, Echoes, and just because I've only played it 7 for me. I don't even care for Awakening soundtrack personally.
I feel like all the 3DS ones that, even if I like Three Houses, I'm not gonna say Three Houses is like a fantastic soundtrack. But it's mainly 3DS ones, I'd say.
Yeah. Like I don't think Awakening personally has a great soundtrack for me, but like it's got some bangers.
It's like pretty good.
And then Engage comes in with the fucking steel chair and has
bangers
on bangers, bro.
I think it's decent.
I think it's the best soundtrack.
I like it more than Three Houses, but it did the thing that I didn't like that game did a lot, where a lot of it's very focused around its like central like main theme leitmotif. And while I like this one more than I like the Three Houses leitmotif, it's still not my favorite. And the fact that it's used in so many of the songs kind of lessens the impact. It's a thing that where I say it with Three Houses, I'll say this: ARMS used a leitmotif better. That's all I'm saying. ARMS did it better.
Up on ARMS. Anyways, I'm always a whore for leitmotifs. The soundtrack is a banger.
Oh, also the actual main theme itself, like the vocal song, bro, that is some like 4Kids ass cheesy anime garbage.
It's not that's a Sentai song, you fucking dweeb.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But like, I think the song's hilarious in an ironic sense because I think the singer is. He sounds like he's struggling to keep up with how fast the song is going. And every time he goes, "Emblem Engage," I burst out laughing. It's so funny, dude.
I think the song is just
funny.
good. I think it's just a banger.
I don't like it.
It just goes hard, for real.
I simply think it goes soft. But it makes me laugh, so it's okay.
Problem.
That's a you problem. You're the problem here.
I don't have a problem. I enjoy it.
Meanwhile, for me, I think I'm in the middle of you two there when it comes to the soundtrack there, where I think it's one of the more standout ones, but I also don't think it's one of the GOATs in the series there. I think it's just pretty good.
Yeah, a decent amount of it is like there and kind of forgettable-ish, but then you get to Psalm.
Talk about Psalm.
You get to Psalm, bro. And you just start grooving. That's like where the best music in the game is. Every time I'm in Psalm, I'm just jamming out. This song's just so good in that section, bro.
Psalm does have like the best.
It definitely has the.
It has.
See, here's the thing. I want to say it has the best music, but the Paralog songs are so.
Oh, those are pretty good too.
I was gonna say that they're like I think it has like the best original tracks in the game there, but like if we're going to the paralogs there, bro, they put so much effort into the remixes of a lot of the songs. Like,
yeah, they're crazy good. They're crazy good this week.
Do you like the Three Houses song?
Nope.
The remix?
Nope.
Come on, that song
No.
goes hard. I'm not
The moment
hearing
I
it.
started playing like the Foldland or Winds or whatever the main theme, I was like, no, I'm back. I'm back here. But then you get
You're
Sonica's
weak.
chapter
Get
and I get
out.
that banger, or like Lynn's chapter, which is like some like Mario Rabbids ass music. It's so good.
Don't call it that.
That's just what it reminded me of. That's a good thing. I like Mario Rabbids music.
I will say, Lynn's theme is my favorite part of that chapter, but we'll get to
Yes,
it.
it's well, yes.
We'll get to it.
Lynn fan
We'll
was
get
not
to it, but
happy
either way,
with it.
Have either of you ever checked like the different Somnio themes? Because like Somnio itself, like your little base of operations has a theme which I do like. It's like on the chill side, it's
Yeah,
more
it's
calm
chill.
you vibe. You can, like every region, there's a you can change the Somnio theme to a theme that's from every region.
I forgot that was a mechanic. I did it once and didn't do it again. I forgot. Whoopsies.
So like all the other songs that you can play like in the Somnio that are just from each region, they're very good. Also, I enjoyed them.
Yeah, personally, I don't have a whole lot to say about like the soundtrack there. It's like I think the highlights are really great with the music there. There's there's a fair amount of like ones I'm like, yeah, they're there. It's
Yeah.
cool.
I will say, the one that caught me by surprise because I expected like sounds like yeah, of course I'm gonna like Ike song. I'm a whore for Path of Radiance and Talias in general. Of course I'm gonna like the Awakening song or the Fates one. They're bangers. Like the Leaf Map one kind of goes hard, especially inside the battle. It goes pretty good. I did not expect to bop to FE5 song.
I will have
If
to
I-
remember it again.
If I had to make one complaint with like the game's music, and it's not really because of like the music itself, this is something only me and Paul are gonna get. I don't like for the DLC maps they just reuse the music that's in
Yeah,
those
because
maps. Like for Hector, you get the Lynn chapter theme, which
hey, they're both from FE7, which like makes sense.
makes sense. I wish there was more though. Like I was so excited to get to the Camilla chapter because I remember the music in the Birthright chapter that she's in there. It went insane, and no, it's just the theme from the Fates.
I
chapter.
do wish they would have remixed other, but I'm also like, well, they're already remaking like an entire map in full 3D.
I know.
You know,
Like
I don't
it's a
know.
case of I understand the workload that goes into it, but it can't stop me from feeling just a little bit
no.
disappointed at like. It's not me like calling it lazy or anything like that. It's more so just like I would have liked.
Just you
Are
wait
we
for
gonna get
Veronica to come back. Then he'll have some
I
heroes
wonder
theme.
what she's gonna get an actual new song. I'm curious what the that's gonna be. Collin, are we gonna get in our soapbox or whatever and complain about the Ike Paralog song or whatever, the Soren map?
I mean, there's
I don't even
One
know.
thing
I don't even know what they're talking about.
one thing I don't get is that we'll get more into this a bit later.
I guess gameplay makes more sense for this. You know?
It's more so there, but I don't really like that both Ike and Soren have a Radiant Dawn theme. When
Yeah.
Path of Radiance gets nothing, and Makaya's in the game and also gets a Radiant Dawn theme.
The game has like,
It's like
40 kajillion chapters or something. IDK. Gotta rep it.
I mean, here's the thing. That's perfectly fine with Makaya. With it, I would also accept if Soren got the same theme as
True.
Makaya there. Ike, he should have gotten a Path of Radiance theme.
Definitely.
That's more a general I'm on my soapbox kind of complaint rather than an actual criticism. I
Well,
should,
don't fall off.
I
Soap's
should say.
slippery, you know?
Shut up.
but anyway, the general music I think is like pretty good.
It is solid.
Anyways. And then, oh, sorry, I cut you off. Go on. Please do continue.
No, Paul, you cut me off there. It's a bit out of character. Wait a minute.
Stop trying to make a good segue.
That segue was
should know
mid.
that.
That was such a mid segue.
I don't know. I tried something there.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Fire Emblem
yeah.
Engage has characters in the video game that you play as, and they can die unless you play on casual mode. But we don't do that here.
Like me.
Oh no!
I find it very funny because I guess since you got into that, whenever someone's like, "The playing on casual mode is against the spirit of the series," etc., etc. Like, bro, resetting every time is also against it. I don't see you being a little bitch about it.
I mean, it's not against it. It's just a thing you can do.
Oh, it is. It is against it. This is like they designed the game so that you wouldn't reset it. You get replacement
Nuts to
units
that.
for a reason.
I want to use my guys.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying like the spirit of the series is always a dumb bullshit complaint of like you can't play on casual. It's like yes, I can.
But
My
more
first
so,
playthrough. I'm vibing.
okay, let's not dwell on
Yeah,
that
that-
too much there.
That's
but
gameplay.
we do have a cast to go over here, and I think it's a pretty good cast overall.
Yeah, I like 90% of them.
I like.
I'd say I like
80?
about 80%. Oh,
Because like look at
70?
my new tier list. There's only 3 characters on the bottom 2 tiers.
I don't really like for me, I don't have like a character I outright like hate to the degree of like say some of my least favorite from other games there.
I got a couple.
I know, and I have a feeling I know who they are.
Yeah, it's hard to
Um,
BDon. We
like-
know.
Ah, wait,
Like,
we're not there yet.
Like there are a couple that I think are mid and kind of lower down there, but like I don't have an outright character that I think is like on the realms of like say
Don't worry about it.
just like some of my least favorites from the likes of say 6, BDon, or even 8.
I'm gonna be real here since you brought it up. I don't remember any of the GBA characters, and that's mostly because of how supports work in those games.
They are bad
That's-
and not good.
That is very fair. As the GBA defender here, I will agree to that, but that's another.
Yeah, that's something else. Anyways, so
So like
I would say that the cast of this game is nowhere near my favorite. A lot of them are very consistently what you see is what you get, but they are fun. This cast is a very fun one. They're very
They're
fun
very
bunch
fun.
of people.
it's not fun. It's not necessarily. It's like sometimes some supports are funny. Like I got a support with the Bond conversation between Pendreyo and Leaf, where Leaf just howls with the man without questioning it. Pendreyo is just all around funny.
yeah,
Like
I
when
think
fucking Vander's like, I'm too old to party, Pendreyo, help. Pretty
you know,
good.
I feel so bad for you later when you're gonna have to edit this.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Did I say it again?
Like
said
a
it
couple of
so
times.
Okay, I will consciously speak without saying it. So,
Oh, you were so bad about it right there.
many characters are fun. That they're fun to see interact with, even if they're
Uh-huh.
not being funny.
I think they're fun and goofy. I don't think any of these characters are like gonna be in my top 10 of all time or anything. Probably not, but there's a lot of ones that are at the very least pretty good, and I like them. Like
I
I would
think most
I would
of
say
them
like
are very
I like
good.
Awakenings more, Three Houses, Sacred Stones, maybe like
I
one or two
love Three
others.
Houses, and even I can't say I liked all the entire cast of Three Houses.
Oh no, but I'm saying like on the whole, I think the highs are higher, and there's.
Edelgard is the goat. You're correct.
I did not say that. I didn't say that.
I did,
I mean,
Well-
he's right.
No, well,
Thank you, Collin.
I would not say that.
but this isn't the Three Houses.
This isn't a
Spoilercast,
Three
so
House. We're
that's
not
some
gonna
other
talk
day.
about how Edelgard was wrong in the
We-
villain. Anyway.
No, she was right. Hold on, no, come back here.
I didn't say that.
She was a protagonist when I played the game.
She was the antagonist when I played the game.
She was the protagonist when I played the game. Anyway, moving on with the actual thing we're about to talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Anyway,
Anyway, Fire
Citrine
Emblem.
is the goat.
Anyway,
bro.
Citrine
She
is
the
not the
goat.
go. Actually, no. Hold on. Let's start.
You're the only one speaking. Why are you saying hold on?
I'm saying, like, you know, every Fire Emblem game has, the pro tag, and this time we have another avatar. So, what do you guys think about Alear? Because I think he is.
I think Alear is probably the best Avatar character we got.
You gotta give him a better bar than that. He's got one competition, or one.
I mean,
competitor.
I know the other competition is Robin. 'Cause-
Hang on. Shez was pretty good.
I did not
Oh, yeah,
play
Shez-
Fire
Shez-
Emblem, Three Houses,
I'm
Three
so-
Hopes. That's not
yeah,
the name of the game.
a quick tangent on Three Hopes. I'm so glad Shaz exists as an avatar that speaks, because that means Alear has to also speak now. Unlike f***ing Violet.
I mean, every single other one spoke. They had full lines of dialogue.
I mean,
I guess
yeah, but
Violet
like,
is the only one that didn't.
I think the full the full speak, like the full actual voice acting for it does a whole lot in a game that actually has it. Because Byleth just felt like a weird character just because he didn't spoke compared to the rest of them.
I also just feel like Alir's better written. I want to go into it, but spoilers. I don't know if we should break the spoiler glass already.
No. We'll go a little general and then go full spoilers.
We'll probably go into that more once we actually get into the story. But I think I'm not quite on Paul's end there, where I think Lear is better than Robin. But I would say they are probably the second best Avatar character.
I do like Robin a lot. Let it be known.
No, I like Robin. I don't care about Corin or Bride. They suck. I think Alir is he's decent, but he's very plain Jane Fire Emblem main character guy to me.
It's very funny how every game that isn't Byleth's main game makes me care for Byleth more than their main game did. Because I like Byleth in Three Hopes and also in this game, surprisingly.
Yeah,
which is weird every time.
I don't really care for him in this game. He's just kind of non-personality having.
I feel like the bonds I'll give it's not. I know that talking about the bonds, I guess they didn't. They C and B bonds with the emblems are a single phrase between the character and the emblem. They each say one, and then the A's bond is two. Which you could see it's very small, but also the emblem can have a bond with every single character in the game, whereas supports don't work like that. Only some characters get some supports with other characters, so I can see why they let's not voice these too much because it would be too much to write.
That being said, I don't really like the bond conversations that much, and that kind of goes into back what I said originally about how I'm not a huge fan of Fire Emblem just main characters that much, where I feel what was it? I feel a lot of the conversations are very nothing. I feel most of the lines are just you would take them and put them on most of the other characters and they would fit just as well. They just kind of say, "Hey, Bond guy, you are very strong. I'm glad you're here working with us." And then they go,
it really
yes,
depends on the
you are
character.
strong too. I am glad to be working with you. And there are a few that are pretty decent. Lucina has a few cute ones, but for the most part, I think they're kind of boring.
It really depends because I feel Ike has probably the best Bond.
I think Ike has good ones.
I think that they work more for Ike because Ike is just a person who would not talk much. He would answer you with a single line of dialogue.
But also, Ike is because I like Ike.
We like Ike.
Yeah, he has a personality and stuff, but a lot of them are just kind of boring and bland to me. I've always felt.
I like the Ike one. I feel some of them are good. You have the Ike one. I like the Byleth ones that most of the characters ask Byleth for advice because Byleth is a professor. He's a teacher, whatever. Some of them call him professor even, which is I find kind of endearing, honestly.
For me, it's I think Bond conversation wise, I like Dykes. I think Lucina has some pretty good ones there. I'm trying to think who else. I don't think fair share of Lynn's ones personally, but that also might be my bias with Lynn.
Yeah, I might be biased. I don't care for Erica. I played FE8, I don't care for Erica. And all
bro. Ephraim fans got shafted in this game. It's actually crazy.
I think it would have been cool if a couple of them had Ephraim talking instead.
Because isn't that what they did with the Three Houses one? I didn't buy the DLC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I want to bring that up.
We'll talk about DLC. Yeah. Go on.
Me and Paul can talk about there. I think the DLC ones are actually a lot better.
They're so good.
Mainly because I think the characters they chose for DLC there, I think have a lot more of a. I think it's kind of mean to say it like that, but it is true. They're a more bombastic personality.
That's my thing. One more realized this was seeing all the Soren clips and realizing that he converses so differently with the cast and most of the other main game guys.
Soren takes the cake for me for having the best case of Bond conversation.
Oh no, he is by far the best ones. It's not even close.
Soren just going, maybe you should mind your own business.
He just does not want to deal with anyone, but he has to.
I also biased, of course. I do because I do love Three Houses. I like the Three Houses ones a lot. Because I see people going I hope Robin doesn't get the Ephraim treatment and never talks. I feel you don't really gotta worry about that with the DLC because every single of the 3 lords talks in the support. It's not just Edelgard.
Yeah, there's that. I think Hector is pretty fun in a lot of his. I think the weakest one is probably Camilla, but like I think
I haven't seen
fine as
many
well.
of the Camilla ones, but you probably. Sigurd has some funny ones. He's also like I f***ed up with fire, Diamond. It's bad. It's a
I get
spoiler,
it.
Don't worry about it.
Sigurd spoiled. No, he spoiled his own game like 3 times. It's chill.
He does. He goes, I miss my wife. Like,
I miss my wife. That was
Okay.
crazy. Oh, fire is crazy. Oh, this mage guy. I don't like him. Oh man, I left my kid too. She just like me for real.
Honestly, like I know Sigurd spoils this game, but I'd rather that than fucking Corin showing up and every single time she talks, she has to be like, the path you chose on Corin, I will strangle you.
If we want to talk about character, I think had it the worst by far, it was probably Corrin.
Corin got
Just
nothing
because-
to do.
Corin can't have a personality because they can't choose a canon route. They have to be like Corin has to not talk about anything
But guys,
specific.
it's okay. It's the
as
female one.
her.
It's the female one. You like the female one, right? She's female. Guys,
No, I like
guys?
the male one more.
No.
I like. Here's the thing. I like the female one more. I don't think it's good in this game here. It's like the best iteration of Corrin so far has probably been in
Smash
Warriors.
4. Okay, that one.
Warriors.
In Warriors, due to the fact they actually have a personality and don't have to be entirely defined by the choice they made.
Also,
in
this-
that deal.
This is just a bit when I went to do the paralogue that has to do with Corin, and she's like, this is where I had my branch of fate. I'm like, don't say the game mechanic. I'll fucking kill you.
I mean, you say that, Paul, but we have a whole game when they're like, Emblem Engage.
Also,
it's like in the
Roy doesn't get
universe,
it. Roy,
you
doesn't get
know?
it. Roy never talks to Martha or Ike, and Martha and Ike never talk. And as a Smash Bros. Fan, as a Subspace Emissary fan, disappointed. They should have talked by Meta Knight, bro. Who would have been here?
I am hoping. I don't know if because like they have DLC and they have their DLC story. I'm hoping somehow the emblems get to do more shit in the DLC story, but I don't know if they will. Maybe. Lucina's fine. She can be funny sometimes. I feel like the ones may be more endeared to Roy because I think Roy's he's just a cheerful guy. He's vibing. He's great. Whereas I was like, Rosado was up to like, Roy, I love your haircut. He's like, no one ever complimented my haircut.
I wish you got fun things to say.
I will say, I think if like this is a sign, like if they ever like do make the 6th remake there, this is a better sign for him than it was in his own game there. But
Don't
that's
worry
my
about
own
it.
issues with FE6.
Colin does not like Fire Emblem 6 for the Game Boy Advance.
I think it is the worst Fire Emblem game by far. And
Leaf
Roy,
is-
one of the worst characters by far.
Leaf is a lot more funny than I expected him to be. Most probably because I haven't played his game.
Maybe I didn't get any of the funny lines, but he said the same things every other character says.
I will say I didn't get that many of them, but that's more to do with his usefulness.
Yeah, we're gonna get that to that in gameplay.
We'll get to that later.
I don't care. What did I'm biased. I hate Celica in her game, and I do not care for Celica here.
You're an Alm fan. You'll never get a win. I would know. I'm a Henry fan.
We'll shake hands.
Celica, I am a fan of her. I do not really. Well, I mean, not really a fan. I should say I more like her than I'd say. Yeah, I'd probably say I like her the most out of here, which isn't saying much because BDon hasn't played the game and Paul doesn't like her. But in terms of like that, like I think she's also pretty boring as a ring.
I don't even have like anything against naive characters if you do them correctly, but Celica just I shouldn't go into spoilers for Echoes.
Celica dies. I haven't played the game.
I will say the biggest drop off, character wise for me, would actually probably be Micaiah as a ring, because like I think she's also pretty boring, which isn't really the case in Radiant Dawn. And you know me here, Radiant Dawn I find to be the second worst Fire Emblem game. She's like the highlight of that game for me, and I think she has some really funny moments in that game. Not really so much here.
I like Micaiah here, especially for her utility, because Jesus Christ, you can do things with the Micaiah ring.
That's more as a ring. I'm talking
that's a
conversations.
I don't remember a whole lot of Bond conversations. Go on.
Is it just me, or this game loves Sigurd, bro? I feel like he's in every other cutscene.
loves. I think it's because like.
Paul mentioned it. We did a little research on this ourselves here of like how much
Oh yeah.
a ring is in there. But Sigurd
is the most available ring if you don't count the DLC.
Not only the most available ring, but also the most cutscene relevant one, aside from Marth. And even then, Sigurd's more relevant in a lot of cutscenes.
If you're curious, here's how many chapters the rings are present in your inventory that you can use for.
But like, no, Sigurd, like he has so he. Every time Alir's like crying, whatever, it's always freaking like either Sigurd or Martha is there. So I think it's
yeah, like if Marth is there, because like Alir loves Marth. He's like, Marth, I missed you so much.
He's like, oh my god, Marth, I made you in Melee. What happened to you in Brawl?
It's weirdly wholesome.
What do you mean what happened to you in Brawl? He was still good in Brawl.
Yeah, but he wasn't like the goat like he was in Melee.
And
yeah, we're not talking about Smash, but I'm just saying, like, Alir freaking loves Marth, bro. He is such a big fan of the NES game, I suppose.
But they do love Sigurd.
Yeah, he's in, like, every other cutscene. When your freaking mom dies, Sigurd's like, damn, bro, that's a shame.
Also, no, that's not a spoiler. It happens chapter
It's in, like, the first chapter she's in. Bro.
She dies in chapter 3. Let's...
Lumera's top 5 funniest characters in the game, but we'll talk about
No, she ain't.
Also, I should mention, if you're playing Fire Emblem, you should know that by now.
Yeah.
That's why I can see like, oh, it's fun. It's like, is it? It's maybe.
No,
I think
but it's
the both voice actors sold it a lot more than it usually is.
But I'll save it.
Not to throw shade at Fates, right? Because like, yes, your parent always dies in the Fire Emblem game, except unless your name is Lucina. Woohoo.
Asterisk.
No.
Technically.
Come on. Stop being a smart ass about it. It's like, yes, your parent always dies. However, I'm going to throw shade at Fates here. Mikoto dies in the cutscene you meet. You don't even get to do like a map with her. She dies in the cutscene you meet her. It's even worse.
Anyway, I did not expect us to spend this long on Bond.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the actual characters in the video game, like the ones who are from the game and not from the other games.
So,
they exist.
Anyway,
who's your goat?
Who is like, do you want us to post a list here, or should we?
Let's go in order, and by order I mean Collin, Paul, me. So Collin, you go first.
Okay. So for me, I actually had a good amount of favorites there. Should I post the list in there?
Yeah, post the list. Why not? Let's just get right. Let's just jump right into it.
Here's probably like my list for like my how I would rank the characters from the game. And I'm also have another list for later, but this is how I feel about them.
Hey, I use that same format.
Oh, I saw the format, but it doesn't have like the villains and shit.
We can talk about them on their own.
I'm about to say it does technically have the villains, but I decided to just not really.
Oh, it's crazy how we have none of the same opinions, Collin. It's actually crazy.
Should I also post mine?
No. Collin's first.
Anyway, I didn't really rank it there, but my favorite characters from the game, I had to do a little top 5 favorite characters from Fire Emblem.
Is your tier list not ordered, Collin?
Not really. I didn't really order it. I was kicking myself when I saw I didn't order it, but I also didn't want to go back. And a lot of it is also kind of recent opinions there from my second playthrough there. That's why Gold, Marys, and Stars, because I actually used her and actually got support competition.
Oh, and also spoilers. Vale and Mavi are playable. Yeah.
They are playable characters.
They're playable characters.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, but my 5 favorites would probably be, if I have to rank it, Tamara, then Yunaka, Diamant, Citrine, then Lapis.
Is Lapis not your number 1?
Lapis is my number 1.
Oh, you were going in reverse order. Okay.
Yeah, it's Tamara, Yunaka, Diamant, Citrine, then Lapis.
Alright, forgot all that. Because I just don't get it, right? You have to explain Lapis, because spoilers, Lapis is near the bottom of my list. You have to explain it to me. I just fundamentally don't understand.
For me, I just kind of I don't know, I really dug a lot of a lot of her supports there. I think she acts as like a good foil to a lot of characters. Acts as pretty cute in a lot of them. I don't know. I will admit, like, out of all the characters in there, Lapis is probably like the most simple out of them. But I don't know. It was kind of a case of that simplicity, and it's also a case of like I probably got like the most support conversations with her because like she and Citrine were the two I used for my last playthrough over. I don't know. It's really hard to explain like why she's my personal favorite, but I just love her.
I still don't get it, but whatever. You do you. You know, I'm seeing there's a little bit of slander. By that I mean a lot of bit of slander.
What? What do you mean?
No. I'll.
Wait,
We can
should
compare.
order the
We'll
tier
compare.
list, by the way?
We'll compare when we get to mine. Mine's ordered mostly ish. Enough.
I'll just order the top tier, I suppose.
Yeah, but also you have like most of your characters who are high. I just don't get it. You just love women or something? Like just like Celine
women?
and Chloe that high? Ivy in your top?
I mean, yeah. Also, I should mention a lot of the top ones there are probably just mainly because A, they're in the story, so I kind of like, you see a lot more of them. But B, I also just genuinely love like most of their supports.
I do love women also.
You sure do.
And men, let it be known. And anyone in between, by the way. We don't discriminate here. We go for whatever.
Either way, it's like also Celine, Chloe, just kind of the same thing I said there. Just a lot of good supports from my end.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a weird list. I just don't know.
I also should mention I did a second playthrough of the game there where I used a lot more of it. That worked out really well for Saphir, Rolando, and who else?
Who?
Rolando?
Who is Rolando?
No, not Rolando.
That motherfucker Rolando.
It's not Rosado. Fogado. Why am I?
Rolando, Rosado.
Wait. You got Fogado's name wrong? On this month?
There is no way.
You're gonna have to answer for that, Collin. That's a little. I don't know.
Next thing I'm like, who's Zelcom?
Anyway, all of them I did do my second playthrough probably would have been Roland because I did not really. A, I didn't know them. B, I didn't really care. But using them this playthrough, Saphir cool. Fogado's cool. What was the other one I mentioned? I think that was it. Oh no, and Panette's cool.
A leader that high? You got a leader that high? That's crazy.
Is it my
got
turn?
Veil that high? It's your turn. You know what? We'll just have all of ours, and then so we can like.
Well, if you are not ready for a leader that high, how about a leader higher?
Oh no. Oh god, this is.
I feel like mine has more variety. I would hope. So I guess I did order stars, at least. The rest is unordered. I just put them in.
No, Paul. The bottom's ordered.
Shut the So the top 5 are, in fact, number 1, Citrine the GOAT. He's the GOAT. She's the GOAT, bro. For real.
Explain besides just saying she's the GOAT. Give me your shisheen sphere.
I mean, from the character side of things, it's like I just like because like I did get every single Citrine support, especially now that
while Paul's talking, I'm gonna post it. Don't look at it yet. Spoiler. Don't look at it yet.
Okay. So ever since because spoilers, not spoilers, whatever. There was a patch when the second wave of DLC came out where they added the thing where it can grind supports better. Which God, I wish that was there when the game.
Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me.
Since that came out, I was like, I'm gonna do some grinding to get a lot of supports, at least for the people I care about. And I did get every single Citrine support.
Paul, you did the same thing with me with Lapis there, because I also
that
wanted
makes
to know
sense.
more. Yep.
Like every time I get one of her supports, just like how like genuine I suppose she is, because she doesn't exactly question people. It's like the support of Marin, she sees Marin watching some weird critters or bugs. That's goofy. Marin's thing. Yeah. And it's like, oh hey Marin, what's up? What's up? Marin's like, nothing. I'm getting ready for a play. Yeah, Dad, I'm gonna do a play. She's like, oh, can I see it? Can I watch it?
By the way, that support, Christina V, great performance with that support.
Christina V is very good. She's a very good voice actress. And like every support of Citrine, just like how genuine she is. I like some characters that are just like, yeah, I'll just take you at face value. It's not even being naive; it's just being genuine. And gameplay-wise, I don't get.
Well,
I guess we don't talk about game. Do we talk about gameplay?
Yeah, we can talk about. I mean, we can talk about gameplay. We're talking about the characters because the characters do the gameplay.
I guess if you're gonna like mention it, like it does factor into your ranking, then go ahead. For me, that's not how I ordered them. It was just genuinely on
I just took both because like, well, everyone in my stars tier was like probably the MVP of my first playthrough. Honestly, all 7 of them. Counting is hard. Yeah, 7. Because people are like, oh, Citrine is a bad mage. She got no skill. I need to grind for the Dire Thunder bond ring so she can do Thunder twice. Like, bro,
you are talking to some Fire Emblem. That's Fire Emblem fans. You said a lot of words there.
I just give Citrine a Thoron. She has like 40 magic. She one-shotted like most things with a Thoron.
Yeah, I heard a lot of like the same thing there. I feel like people are trying to treat her like a normal mage. She's not. She's a nuke.
Yeah, she does one hit and she kills. She's not supposed to double. Which I did make her double because I gave her Speed Taker from land, but that's gameplay bullshit. But like she just nukes things in one hit. She doesn't need to double.
And also,
that's the point of the character.
Prior warning, I suppose, to the viewers. Collin and Paul are very like Fire Emblem nerds in the stats and stuff. They know the bases and the growths. I don't. I just use the funny characters. So when we get to the gameplay, they're gonna go off.
If it makes you feel better, on my first playthrough, I didn't look at. I personally went, I'm not gonna look at growths. I'm gonna choose the characters I want to use that I like, which I did.
I did so too. I decided for funnies to make Anna into a general because I didn't really have one aside from Louis. It was the worst situation, and apparently she makes the best mage in the game.
And it's like, I looked at growths and I saw Citrine was low. Like I just noticed she was low. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give her Speed Taker because she nukes things, so she's gonna stop being low halfway through the map. But that's gameplay things. We get to that later.
Anyway,
Yunaka has probably the best supports in the game. She's my second favorite.
Oh, Yunaka has some fantastic supports. Yeah.
So like a lot of supports are funny and fun. Like just Yunakas are all well written. Also, I'm sorry we don't go on. Go off.
You can just pull up mine now, so you can just talk about all the characters with like knowing all of our placements. Just like you can just pull up mine now.
Sami is a good boy, by the way.
I do like Sami. He's a funny dog.
Number 3 for me is Aleer because
okay, is it up? Would it be up on the screen now?
Yeah.
We're like,
sure. Yeah.
Is it Amber? Are you gonna complain about Amber?
You really put Amber as the top?
Yeah, the moment wait, my mic. Don't worry about it. The moment the moment I saw you having it at your bottom, I was like, oh no, it happened again.
I didn't do that. I don't like Amber. I used him in my second playthrough. He's funny.
he was the only case. Of
He's not stars.
I used in my second playthrough there. I didn't like his character even more.
All right. Let me go. So. When I played through the entire game, 100 hours of it, I went away thinking, it was pretty good, but I don't know who my favorite is. You know, there was a lot of ones that were like, they're pretty good, but because like, every other game before that, halfway in I'd be like, oh, there's my favorite. Like, Henry, immediately, that was my favorite. Ignatz was one of my favorites, and Claude too. When I was playing Face, I knew it was like Keaton and Orochi, but playing through, I was like, no one really like, just like, clicked as, that's that character for me. So the day after I beat the game, I went on the internet, just binged a bunch of supports, being like, all right, who has the best ones? And it was just Amber, man. Amber is like the most like Looney Tunes ass character in this video game. He's like, in every single support feels like a setup to like a sitcom episode or to a cartoon bit. And he's just
I have to ask you.
he's just like super likable. And I don't know who Parker Way is. I don't know whether you exist or not. But whoever you are, you did a fantastic job with every single line Amber says. Also, he was just a really good unit for me. He was a cool wolf knight.
Good.
I made him
I will
a
say
wolf knight.
he was a much better unit for me than Alfred. I just didn't like.
Since we're talking about VAs, the VAs in this game are incredible. Like I didn't bring it up when I was talking about Citrine, but her VA is very good. I also enjoy it a lot. Vito, I'm looking at your list. You said you binged the supports, right?
Yeah.
How the f you put Bonet in the clouds?
Bunei's
watched
so weird.
I watched, I don't know, 4 supports of that man. I wanted him away from me. He
He's
wants to
so
eat people.
weird.
Bro, I got a support of him and Jade, and his opening line of conversation is, Jade, you look appetizing sitting there inside your armor. I'm like, what the f is happening?
He's
Get him
such
away
a
from me.
weirdo. I just
want
don't.
him.
He just wants to eat. He just wants to eat things.
Yeah.
But he also has like
Yeah,
some pretty wholesome ones too, like with Fogado, and like I think he's pretty fun and likable.
The thing for me, like with Bonet, like I saw enough of a couple of supports there. He's one I didn't use in my second playthrough because I was already using Fogado and Amber, and I already had enough horses at that point there.
I hate horses.
He had the horses in the back.
So he was definitely one I only kind of like viewed from like a couple supports that I got from like the chapter there, and I was like, yeah, he seems fun enough there. I'm just gonna like put him like there for now, and like that's just kind of my temporary rank. I also want to mention there is one shared ranking from both of you, and this is a character who personality wise I don't really have like too much of an opinion on. How do you guys feel about Hortensia?
Oh my god! Hortensia is the worst
BDon.
character in the video game.
Unlike BDon, I don't have a problem with her design.
Oh, I do. I think it's atrocious.
Whatever. I know, like, whatever. Fine. I don't
Well,
mind.
whatever. I can get past
whatever.
the design if the character is good. My favorite female character in Awakening is Noe. I can get past the design. I'm good at that. Hortensia, though, absolutely not.
She
Oh
just
my
sucks, bro.
She's so
Every support I
annoying.
get
Every
it for her,
single
she's like,
annoying.
she
She's
just-
like, oh my god, don't you love me? I'm so cute. And like, the best part of every one of her supports is the other character in support. It's never her. She has a single good support, and it's with Linden, where she's acting like an actual normal human being. Every single other one, she's the most annoying, tropey, cutesy anime character. And I just hate her. I hate every
I don't
time
even
she's
just
on
like
screen.
cute characters. I just don't like spoiled children. She goes up to Aaliyah like, "Aren't I cute? I'm the cutest person in the world." I was like, I don't care. It's like, what?
She goes to the clan, goes to the clan and is like, hey, make a fan club for me. And the clan's like, I don't work for you, alright? I don't gotta do this.
I don't care. You're just some rando. I do not like spoiled children. I never do. I never do.
I just don't like Hortensia. I just think she's unlikable, annoying.
For me,
I have to ask you then.
What's up?
If Hortensia is that low because all her supports are going, you should love me. Why'd you put Gold Mary in Cloud?
Because Gold Mary's just a hater. She's a fighter. Because the first support I got with Gold Mary was the Etier one, where she just spites her and steals her potato and just fights with her the whole time. It's great. Gold Mary's actually really funny.
What was the first one? I'm trying to remember.
My first Gold Mary support I think was with Boucher on maybe, it
wasn't the first one, but there's one support that always rang into my mind, is that her support was Saphir, and it's just the start of it is the two of them. I mean, it's Saphir just kind of cooking up like some fish there because she's a good fish cooker there, and then she says, "All right, I challenge you to a cooking duel because I cannot allow you to be a better cook than me." It was funny,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's I don't know. A lot of Gold Mary supports I've seen is just her going, "God, I'm perfect," and like, bro, shut up! I don't care about you. You like mid. You're not even the best in this game.
I think it's the presentation of the trope.
I didn't even hate her, by the
enjoyable.
way. I put her in plateau.
Yeah,
I just don't care for her.
That brings up me then. It's like, so why did I put her in plateau compared? By the way,
You put her in stars.
No, I'm talking about Hortensia.
Oh.
Is
For me, it's very much a case of like, not only did I not really find it like as obnoxious, like I didn't really like a lot of her supports, but I didn't really hate it either. It was kind of a case of like, there was kind of enough interesting done in the story or like in the cutscenes there that it's like you're definitely a lot more memorable than like say some of the ones that are lower down there. So it's kind of a case of she got plat just by having story relevance, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How about those villains?
They suck.
Yeah.
They suck.
They
The
don't.
The Deadly Six, bro. They
Shut the
suck.
I will use the F word. Shut the up.
Oh my god.
They don't suck. You came out of 3 houses and you think they suck?
Yeah.
No
Three houses.
way.
3 houses ones are bad too. 2 things can be bad.
These are not bad. I like them. I like them.
From the beginning, they were just like the
entertaining.
most like, you know, standard Saturday morning cartoon, mustache swirly, so evil villains. They tried doing too much with every single character of the bunch. Mavier's okay. I think he's fine. Okay, well actually now I'm thinking about I can't really talk about why I dislike them without getting into spoilers because most of it is spoiler based.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We can talk about spoilers.
So for right now, I'll just say here, I don't really mind a lot of the villains in Engage, but I also don't really care for most of them. And I think the ones I actually care about the most are the ones that turn to your side because there's at least a bit more to them, or at least a bit more interesting.
I wanna. Oh, also, the main guy, Sombron, who?
Yes. You know, I want to ask this because I've been wondering this for a while, Paul.
Yes.
When the does the first chapter take place?
I think it's like probably a dream.
Is
I
it
think
just,
it's just a dream.
Is it just a dream?
I'm pretty sure it's just a dream.
Okay, because
It was all a dream.
I just.
I used to read Word on magazine. No, because like it's a dream because of the way it's presented, as opposed to the next time you meet the guy and what the things he says about the characters that would entail a different look.
Okay, in that case, it just kind of completely flew over my head there while I was there. But the big thing with it is that I just think it's kind of another. Because here's the thing, I don't think Fire Emblem has really ever been that strong with villains.
I don't either.
Like-
There's like 3 good ones.
Yeah, no, I
They're-
agree. Villains
like-
and Fire Emblem like not what I come here for.
I'm gonna go through every game right now and tell you the villains I think are good. Funnily enough, Fire Emblem 6 is Zephiel. I think he's great.
I think Duma is kind of good.
People like genealogy, man.
Arvis?
Genealogy.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
him. Yeah, him.
Yeah, both the villains in Genealogy are actually really great, I should say.
Yeah, Fire Emblem villains suck. Just look at Dimitri. Hate him.
There's no, not doing that.
I can say that about Rhea though.
No, I still say no. You can say that about Nemesis.
What else is there? I like Leon. I do
Yeah.
like Leon.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
good. I like
Maybe
Leon.
I'm just a Fire Emblem. I'm
like-
just an FE8 hater. I'll be honest with you.
That's fair. But anyway,
I think Leon's good. I think I like Walhart just because he's just kind of a big guy. He looks cool. That's about it.
I like
Yeah.
the inspiration for Wallheart. Which
I
is
like-
from,
I like Ashnard. I think Ashnard's pretty good.
Ashnard is good.
he's-
but
Wait,
like,
and,
he's-
and of course the Black
He's
Knight.
lame.
The Black Knight's the best villain.
Black
Ashnard's
Knight's
so
the- he's the
lame.
I like him. He's insane.
That's
he's
actually my
crazy.
reason why I like him. There, he's just absolutely insane.
I wish he
And
was
it's
more.
just like-
I wish he was more actively present in the story.
That's fair.
That's definitely fair.
Fates has the worst villain, which is Uncles, which doesn't exist until like the later half of the paid DLC.
Karen's right there.
Cause
Though.
like we're gonna get more into, cause I'm gonna bring up Fates and also a lot of the other games when we talk about story and
Yeah,
such.
also, you don't think? I think we should talk about most of the gameplay stuff before we go full spoiler mode. How about that?
Do we want to? That's up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
but there's gameplay things that are spoilers.
Well, we can just talk about that when we start getting like spoiler can just be spoiler story, spoiler gameplay, spoiler everything. You know? You can just talk about like general gameplay, the things you would see on Nintendo's YouTube channel in terms of the gameplay. We can talk about all of that. There's a lot to talk about there still.
I mean, it's very funny because you mentioned, I remember some of the trailers for this game where one of them were like, here's the lava map. You know, the lava map that's chapter late in the game.
Well,
I'm like, damn.
you don't know. You don't know
wild.
until you're there. All right, we don't know until
Anyway,
you're there. So let's.
So in that-
you know the thing. So the thing is, like story, characters, all of that has some things that have some level of divisiveness to them, in like the online circles. Everyone says the gameplay of this game is good. So let's talk about the gameplay because it's very good.
I think it might be the best gameplay in this game.
There's a strong argument for
100%.
that.
There's a strong argument for me. A part of me still wants to say I prefer Fates, specifically Conquest, but I also do have a feeling in the back of my mind there's some. We know you do.
I only have like one like big issue and then a couple of nitpicks. I have one big issue which is pertinent to the way I play these video games that they did not satiate me with.
But talking about the core combat itself here,
it's fire.
Fantastic.
It's fire.
Emblem Heroes.
No, it's Engage.
Engage. Anyways, I feel like the gameplay is just so finely tuned and perfectly crafted, kind of, because like usually the games have like, you know, their broken things. Like you play Awakening, you use a second seal, you can get back, you can get super overpowered and have every single skill in the game. You can have Astra, Luna, and Soul, and Aegis, whatever, in the one character. Like Engage doesn't let you do that. Engage doesn't really let you be broken easily, I feel like.
Yeah,
except for 3 turns when you engage with an emblem, but
yeah,
that's on purpose.
But even then, you're not like invincible the moment like you engage.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was thinking the emblems would be a lot more overpowered than they were. Like the mechanic pre-release reminded me a lot of we're not there yet, Paul, but the Keshins from Inazuma 11 Go, the sequel series, which are a really weird and broken mechanic where they summon out these spirits that just enhance all of their stats, and it kind of becomes a thing where characters who have these things are just better than ones who don't. And until they go away, there's no reason to not just use them and bulldoze the enemy. And it's a not interesting mechanic. But the emblems are like not that. They're not broken. They only boost your stats like a tiny bit, and they give you a cool special attack and some other skills.
Yeah. Even if you're not invincible, which is like the emblem that's supposed to make you invincible.
I think let's get into this a bit more when we talk about like the Engage system itself. But you know, the core combat with Fire Emblem is on the surface about the same as it is with the other games there. You move the dude, you bop him, he can bop you back there. But wait a minute.
Actually,
you have a sword, but the dude has an axe. You bop him normally, but then break.
He doesn't bop you back.
Oh,
he's broken.
Wait, what? He's what?
He's broken!
He's broken!
It's broken!
I love you, Paul.
Yeah, so this game has like the break mechanic where it makes the weapon triangle like more of a prominent thing than ever, which is funny. It's coming off the last game, which didn't have that.
It also has the weapon line, which is you can punch people with bows, books, or knives and break them.
You shove them in a locker and break them.
Yeah, it's not even a two-way street. It's a weapon line. It goes one direction.
Which makes a lot. Which I thought at first was gonna be like, okay, then these weapons are gonna be, you know, trash and all that there.
God, no.
But no, not really. And also like you think like, oh, the punching is gonna be absolutely broken. Again, not really.
The way they do punching is very interesting.
Yeah, all of the characters who get the punching are not.
Because
it's not like heroes or whatever. It's always like mages and such who get the punches. Anyway, go on, Paul.
It's the healers, your dancer, and your main character. Which your main character, you probably want to have dealing with other enemies aside from like, yep.
One thing that I find weird the game didn't tell you is mostly a nitpick. I think I saw it in like a loading screen tutorial. Is that the way punches work is that it grabs your strength and magic and divides them by 2. As in, like, it adds them and divides them for your actual attack power.
Wait, really?
That actually does kind of go into like my like kind of main issue with like the core combat. I think sometimes like
I didn't know we did that until chapter 24.
I didn't know did
I
that
think
until
sometimes-
2 seconds ago.
I think sometimes the tutorials are like not the best at like showing you
Yeah,
like
they're
hey,
mostly fine, but yeah, no.
but like the first time you get into a case of a treasure chest there, like
Oh my
first
god.
the
I
first
remember bringing
chapter
that
they
up in a call.
the first chapter they show you that there.
Chapter 5.
I'll be real. I thought you were supposed to let the thief grab it, and then you were supposed to kill him. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't have a thief yet.
No, same.
Anyone can grab it.
Yeah, anyone can do
I
it because
guess.
because the thing is, it doesn't tell you that because every time those chests, thieves appear. So you think, okay, like in every other game, the thieves open the chest. But no, in this game, anybody can open the chest. It does not
I
matter.
find it very funny that, I don't know, maybe I just paid more attention. Like, I was looking at the tutorial and it says, you can put a character near a chest and choose to open. I'm like, and then they showed Fram on the screenshot. I'm like, oh, okay.
That is what I like. That is like what I realized. Like I'm looking back at it, I feel like
Let
an
me see if I
idiot.
can find that.
But also, I
screenshot.
feel like maybe what they should have done there was just had a case of like a little bit of a force one. It's like, hey, there's a treasure chest here, right? Go grab it, and then you just have your force go get it or something. I don't know. I felt like it would have shown it a lot better, personally, but
Yeah, I just
I also
didn't
think
know.
that's just not a. Yeah,
That's
sometimes
true.
they don't teach you the. Sometimes they don't teach you the best with all that kind of stuff. There's that. There's also again the way the punches work. But
And
like
the fact that you don't get support points during enemy phase. That blows.
Yes, you do not get support during enemy phase,
Oh
which
my
does
God.
suck.
which
Okay,
Vina-
so I am the
yeah,
kind
I
of
was
Fire
gonna
Emblem
say,
player. I am the yeah. So Collin and Paul are the kind of Fire Emblem players who they use what they get as they're playing the game. They use 15 or 20 characters. Next playthrough, they do whatever. I am not that guy. I like to use all of my toys. I will use every character they give me and play for however long until I want to get all the supports that I can because I mostly play around getting supports because I like the funny conversations. This game does not allow me to do that as well as like Awakening and such. Pre-patch.
Yeah,
Pre-patch.
to put in perspective,
Pre-patch.
to put in perspective, like BDon's first playthrough was 100 hours. Me and Paul were like
80-ish, something
70,
like that?
70, 80,
Yeah.
and that's more because like me and Paul didn't really do that much for supports. I just kind of go with like what I get on the go, and B, I noticed I wasn't getting a lot, so I was kind of a case of like, oh, this one's a little bit more grindy there.
Yeah, the
No,
numbers
it's
the numbers
just-
feel weird.
I think what feels weird is just that you don't get them during enemy phase, because like during Awakening in most games you're like, oh, you're gonna see that these characters have a B, a C support, whatever, and then you wait them there so that they get it on enemy phase and the enemy comes attack them.
But they don't do it in this game, which I did for
Yeah.
most of the game. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but A supports feel really hard to get in this game.
Oh no,
Oh, they
feel,
take a
they
while.
feel way harder.
Yeah, I was
Which-
thinking because in almost every battle I had at least Clan and Alfred with a Lear, but I was at like chapter 20 and they're still on B support. So I bought like 10, 20 gifts, just loaded them on Alfred. After like the 12th one, he got the A support, and I was just like, Jesus, there's so much.
That's what I did like towards the end of my first playthrough because I barely got any A support. I did that for Lapis, Citrine, and Diamant.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for another reason, which we'll get to later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just don't. It just feels weird that you have to work so hard to get that
Yeah.
A support.
Yeah, I did not A
Which-
support many of my guys, and most of them were from the beginning of the
feel like-
game.
I guess that would make sense if we're talking specifically for a Lear, because again, that's something to go into later.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, no, the earlier one definitely is something to go later, but I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, because this game is heavily designed toward doing on player phase and not enemy phase. It's like Engage, you can only use your special attacks during enemy phase. You can only break enemies, you can only use engage attacks during player phase. You can only
Yeah.
break enemies during player phase. You can only do a lot of stuff during player phase.
Which I feel like was done to kind of stop players from turtling.
Just-
which
Yeah.
Test on me! Test on me!
I'm aware, I'm noticing.
I'm an absolute turtler. I'm
Okay,
waiting, they're
you can
coming
still
to me.
turtle sometimes, but it's just
I had a good amount of times where I had to turtle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
like
this game is more like, hey, get going.
so. There's like one or two emblems who do encourage that. Like if you give someone Ike, You
Oh
can
yeah,
use Great
yeah,
Ether,
you
which
want to use
is
Great
a
Ether.
turtling tool.
It's also not Great
If you
Ether, by
really
the way.
use it
He doesn't
for-
do the whole combo like in Smash Bros. That's not Great Ether. That's just bait Ether.
Normal. Shut up.
Also,
Anyways.
I didn't fully finish what I was saying about the support thing. I'm also a guy who likes to do a lot of support grinding. In Awakening and Fates, I would just sit down, go to those low level areas or like the castle thing in Fates, and just grind, get those supports. You can't do that in this game because skirmishes are scuffed. There's like, they scale with your level. And I feel like that's really dumb because they can just put them. I feel like they should just do what they did in Awakening, where on earlier chapters they're lower level, on higher level chapters they're higher level. That way you can either
spawn
dog
the higher
like
level
dude
chapters.
like 10 skirmishes spawn towards the end of the game. You would be fine.
I don't know. I feel like I like this more. Like if you want to grind supports, you can always do it on normal. You can lower the difficulty. You already beat the game.
I think that's a silly workaround. I think it should just be easily accessible.
I feel like putting the game on hard means that the game should be hard. You shouldn't be grinding. They don't want you to grind on hard. It's hard mode.
I disagree. I simply think if you have the option to give you hard and like hard or like easy, like just simply make the grind options not give you like much XP or like any XP, because how it usually works is like if they're too low level, you just don't get experience, but you get support points. They could just do that again, and you'd be able to get your supports, but you don't get experience.
Yeah, that's fair. But there is one thing there, and that would go into like more. What was it? Either the silver enemies, where you no matter what will just get like 100 EXP per unit there. Or
is that what those do?
Yeah, that's what the silver ones are.
Huh.
That's interesting.
And then the gold ones where also it's not just one silver enemy. There's a couple silver in there. I did one just out of curiosity there, and then it was just a case of I specifically remember the characters for this. Hang on. It was Lapis Rosado, and Chloe that all just got a free level up from that. I was like, what the heck?
Also, this is more of a Somniel thing, but donations are a scam. There's such a scam. Because this game's economy, this game does not give you money. You are broke for most of the game until like every 5 or 6 chapters or so.
Here's the thing, I want to say, it is a scam, but I also recommend getting at least 1 or 2 levels up on it, because if you don't, what happens is that you don't get as much materials for forging later on there.
Also,
it increases that, and also bond crystals.
I got all 5 low level 5 donations on like my main file, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Which you can kind of do interesting things with donations on subsequent playthroughs if you're smart enough, because like half of them are definitely scams if you ask me. If you get Illusion to level 5, they give you a 1-use staff. Ooh, you use it once, you're supposed to give it to Hortensia. Otherwise, it's a damn 1-use staff. And Firine gives you a Smash Lance, which I'm not the biggest fan of Smash weapons.
I don't love them either.
Let's get into the finish up there again. Let's get into the Smash mechanic.
Because like, getting every level 5 gives you a legendary weapon. Illusion is the 1-use staff, which is a single use, and Firine is a Smash Lance. Brodia gives you the highest rank punching weapon. It's like Divine Fist or whatever. It's S rank, and Psalm gives you a legendary axe, which isn't a Smash axe like the other one. It's like if you from a second playthrough, like, okay, I know what these give. I will save money and get only Brodia to 5, so I can get the S rank punching thing. Like halfway through the game, like after chapter 14, I had an S rank weapon already, which can be helpful, I suppose, if you plan for that. But yes, they are mostly scam.
Yeah, and then what he mentioned there, going into the Smash mechanic there, that is probably my other big issue with it. I don't think the Smash mechanic is all that well done.
Maybe you just haven't experienced enough with it. Maybe it's better for like using it on enemies who can't retaliate, like you break someone and then use Smash.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't really find much use for it outside of giving it to a guy to use during enemy phase.
Yeah.
Were didn't really matter
when I
nonetheless.
first saw Smash Weapon, I'm like, oh, this can be fun because like moving units is a lot of like part of strategy. Like shoving
Also-
units is smart and all that, but
Also, I feel like it would have been more useful if just like so many enemies actually stayed stationary. Like if they were stuck on a fort there and you had nothing to do about it. Yeah, it's smart in that case. Just hit them with the smash there, because what the smash mechanic does is that I believe it both breaks and then afterwards
pushes them
just
a
pushes
tile.
them one tile, or if you put it on a berserker, 2 tiles.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. But your enemy always goes first when you're using a smash, which is always a
which
bummer.
I'm like maybe.
Which it wouldn't be so bad, but a lot of times, like, say I'm putting a smash weapon on there, it's like, oh, that's a heavy cost to bear. I'll put it on a tanky unit there, so that way they can tank the one hit better. Then you put it on the tanky unit, wait, they get both their hits from their double on that.
Oh yeah, that too. They just kind of suck most of the times.
You can't. Enemies with smash weapons are your best friends. They're you can put like whoever, then like, oh, I'm just gonna take 2 hits and die.
They want you to run up on them. Then you run up on them with a 90% and you miss and get hit by a 16% because this game's got scuff numbers, bro. This game's got scuff numbers.
I'm gonna be real before like crying. Oh no!
No.
Like,
The numbers are.
bro.
I have never missed so many 80% and hit so many 20% in any of these games.
Me neither,
There's
and I'm glad.
There's something wrong there. I don't know what it is, but something's wrong with the numbers.
If you play like 3 houses, anything that's like above an 80 does not miss. Like in the code, I'm pretty sure like the weird double RN system.
But I'm saying they miss too much. It's a little too weird how much these things are missing.
It's their percentages. They just
no.
Correct,
I've gone in with like a fist that does like, you know, like the ×2 for like 8 times, and I've hit like 2 of them. I feel like that should not be happening with an 80%. There's something wrong there. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong.
What's up, Collin?
What's up, Collin?
If I'm correct, I think I read up on somewhere there. Like I think they use the RNG that they used in Fates.
Probably, maybe.
Which that's why it felt like Fates to me. I got hit by like so many things that were like, why the hell did I get hit by a 30%, or why did I miss my 80?
I'm kind of glad because 3 houses is kind of a cakewalk. I'll be real.
Oh, it is. In this game, like the 3 houses. By the time I got to part 2, I realized, oh wait a minute, I can play this game while I'm comatose. It's that easy. And so I just kind of blew through the rest of the game. And then when I tried playing it again, I was like, this is so boring. I cannot stay playing this game.
Yeah.
But this game's got hands. Oh, by the way, for context, we all played on hard, I'm pretty sure, right? We all played hard?
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Me and you play hard classic, and then Paul play.
I play hard casual.
Hard casual, yeah. And like,
like
this game's got some hands. It's got a little bit of teeth
This
to
game
it.
got hands. One thing we haven't brought up yet, which I don't think there's a natural way to segue into that, skill inheritance is a thing that's very good.
Oh yeah.
At least I'm finding in my second playthrough.
By the time I was at the end, I gave most of my guys dual assist, and they were just always just doing extra attacks.
That's funny.
I think let's get that a bit more once we get into the engage system there. Because
I guess
Did we already talk about engage?
I guess we didn't really talk about what it does.
Yeah, but like if I had to like go into like
Oh yeah, we never mentioned weapons have no uses in this game, only stats for saves.
And it's definitely the better usage of it than in Fates, because in Fates I felt like a lot of the hindrance in there were a bit too much.
Yeah,
and
it's like, oh, you use this weapon and then you can't move, or
Fates.
I have 5 minutes finest.
Fates. I have never had a game where I just stuck with only iron and steel lances by the end of the game, because silver, suck, and brave. Not only can you only buy one, you wouldn't want to put it on a lot of your tank units.
Talking about buying weapons and this and that,
don't buy weapons.
Yes, also don't buy weapons. Use your money for better things. But aside from that, I like the smithy in this game a lot because it's very good.
Oh yeah, they give you like more things to do with it than the usual game.
I think it's the best iteration of the forge. It kind of took like what I liked about the 3 houses forging system, but more. Yeah. And also, not a case of you have to use you have to use too much with it in a lot of cases. Like you can't just like be all crazy with your smithing there. But I had a good amounts of like things I changed. Like say I had a good amount of times where I changed L Thunder to Thoron, or I had times where I like bumped things up to like level 2 or 3.
Like, you don't need to go to level 5 unless you're like insane or you have all the money somehow. But 2 or 3 is like definitely manageable.
The only time I did that on my first playthrough was I gave Yunaka a level 5 silver knife because she was mainly in there to do chip damage and then get skills off, and giving Alir a level 5 of his main sword. Because
Yeah, I also did that.
Sword he was gonna use.
Oh yeah.
I do like the second sword he gets, which is 2 range, based Ike Enjoyer.
Too bad
Spike.
you don't get it.
Yeah,
only
you
get
get
it
it like you have it for like
after.
3 chapters.
I'm aware.
2?
You get it the last chapter, the penultimate chapter.
Yeah.
The chapter before the last one.
Something like that.
Regardless. I do like engraving a lot, which I don't know if people have been using. We talked with Neo, our friend, who has never used that in, I think he's like chapter 20 something.
Oh yeah.
I used it a lot more. I use it a lot more on my second playthrough. God, it's actually really damn good.
I don't know, I try to engrave at least once. I try to engrave at least every symbol on
Yeah,
my first playthrough.
I mean, there's no reason not to. It takes like not many bond stuff, and you get so many, so it's just kind
you
of
get
easy
so
to
much
do.
bond fragments.
Yeah.
Which is like, I have some of those memorized. Like Marth makes sure the lowers your might by 1, but gives you so much avoid. Sigurd has no drawbacks. He just increases your hit and your
Marth doesn't
damage.
lower it. Marth doesn't lower your might.
I don't remember the exact one. I just remember that.
I'm pretty sure Marth lowers your might by 1.
No,
Doesn't he?
Lucimus does.
They are the same person.
They do kind of do that sometimes. They're like, Ike increases your weight by like, I don't know, 8 and gives you more 5 might, which is very good if you give to like Toron, which is what I did because
Yeah.
you're not gonna double with Toron.
It also feels
And-
like that was meant for like, say, what was it?
Smash weapons. Yeah.
Which maybe that could make it better if I did use it, but I still don't want to bother. I just gave it to Thoron.
You could also I did it once where you can give it to like you can give a Brave Lance to your general Louis, I guess in my case, and then give it the Ike thing because it's gonna attack twice because your general is not gonna double anyways. They're not gonna attack 4 times.
No,
So
they
just
ain't.
attack twice by a lot.
Yeah,
But-
but either way, I think it's a really cool mechanic, and I also like you can only use it on the one weapon there.
Yeah, it's like
having it like on a bunch of weapons there, that'd be broken.
that would break the game in half. If
It
you just
would.
have multiple.
That's like my favorite thing about this game's whole like combat gameplay there. It's a lot of stuff that sounds broken, but they know that and they limit it.
It is very
at the
well
very least-
balanced.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
are you gonna make this store unbroken? Definitely, it's gonna one-shot any enemy, but it's a single weapon. You use once.
And also,
Per turn.
you are gonna get messed up if you have an enemy attack you with the Thor.
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
now your
They
Torna
squish
has 25 weight. They
Yeah.
are doubling.
They are
you.
doubling for sure, even if they're the slowest guy around.
Yes.
They are doubling you, and in every case, if you're Citrine, you are going
You
down.
are dying. You are going to be
That's
dead,
why. That's why
eviscerated.
she was never in rage, bro. She's the goat. Sometimes she would dodge and like, damn, that's my goat. She dodged.
I wish that happened for me because it never did.
Skill issue.
Uh,
Maybe a luck issue.
I find it funny
It's one
that
of those
some
things.
engravings are just diet versions of other engravings, which is like, here's like, he increases your weight, I think lowers your hit a little bit, but gives you 5 might. Here's Roy, who kind of does the same, but to a lesser degree.
I think it's just a case of like they can't have you like have 2 of the same ones there, but they know like people would want like something similar on them.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, okay, you got to make your choice here. Who gets the diet version? Who gets the zero sugar version? Who gets the actual version?
Holy moly.
Don't worry about the
I
thunder
won't.
in the background. No,
Yeah.
I feel like at this point we're basically skirting around talking about engaging.
Yeah, talking about
Because-
the name of the video game, Fire Emblem Engage, the engage mechanic.
Engage!
If we're going into that, I think it is like, I think we all agree going into it there. This looked like it was going to be broken. It's not. It's
Definitely.
like
It's very not.
It's like,
it's also
it's
one of the
broken,
most.
but not to the degree people thought
Yeah,
it
it's a
was.
slight boost and you get a super move and like 2 skills, but you don't get like a bunch of stats. It only lasts for 3 turns. You can still die pretty easily.
4 maybe. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 4 maybe.
Or if you upgrade, but it's only. I think it only gets to a point where it's broken if you like put so much investment into it. But even then, you only have it like for 4 turns, and if it's done, you either have to take a long time in order to recharge it, and like you actually still have to fight. Like you can't just have her sit around there and not attack.
Yeah.
Or you have to go find one of the pools of
Goo.
Engage energy or whatever.
Engage goo.
engage.
Don't call it
juice.
that.
I'm calling it
Don't-
goo. You
don't.
can't stop me.
It's like it's broken if you make it. If you how do I? It's broken if you prepare it correctly.
It's
like,
broken in the right circumstances, but in not every situation.
Yes,
which
it's
I
like
guess just makes it not
Sigurd-
broken.
Sigurd 85% of the time is not. He just gives you more movement, which is funny for generals.
I
It is
wanna-
And he
very
also gives you
funny.
Kanto, but like
Do we want to talk about the individual engages, or do we want to like?
I feel like we should for some of them.
Yeah, no,
Maybe
you don't have to
not
talk about all of
because-
them. Like, Erica's mid. Leaf is alright. He's got a cool super move.
Oh, Erica is not mid, man.
Erica does too much damage, is what it does.
Because
Like the animation itself is mid, but
that's what I felt. Like here's the thing. That's what I originally felt in my first playthrough there. But then you look a little bit deeper in that. Nah, Erica's one of the best in the game.
The best in the game.
I wouldn't
You're
go that
crazy
far.
for that one.
No.
We've got Ike
I am
and
talking
Lynn
pure-
in the same game, and Celica
no,
and
I'm talking-
Micaiah.
I'm talking from pure stat perspective, and once you get in the game, there, it's one of the best in the game.
it does give you some good stats.
Not only does it do that, there the either ability to increase your damage by 3 or decrease the damage you take by 3, and then when you get engaged, it's just you have both of them there, and just the things you're able to do with this one, especially if you have other characters that have the same gentility skill there, you can swap that on command, or if you get upgraded, then they have the boost as well. It's insane.
Like Sigurd 80%, 85% of the time just gives you more movement, which is funny and gives
And
you counter, which is just a good ability.
and a laser beam. Don't forget the laser beam. All right, it's
Yeah,
very.
no, I was gonna
important.
get to that because 85% of the time Sigurd is okay. He gives you momentum, which is good for damage. But like he's not broken unless you make a straight line of 10 horses.
Yeah, that's going into what was it? The engage attack thing about them, where
Yes,
for most of
the
them
laser.
it's broken.
And also,
Like,
let me just say, I'm a simple man who grew up on Dragon Ball, One Piece,
I did watch Dragon
all
Ball.
of this Shonen Jump, bro, and just having cool super attacks.
They're raw.
They're cool. It appeals to my heart. It appeals to my shonen heart, bro. They're so cool.
They are so raw.
You pull out
They are
Lin
so
and you
raw.
choose freaking the 5 like arrow beams
Five
at your enemy. You pull out Leaf and you do a sick ass combo. You pull out Lucina.
You don't pull out
You
Lucina,
pull
don't
out
worry
Ike
about
and you
that.
do a cool slam attack. You pull out Martha and does a sick combo attack and shoots a freaking like that Getsuga Tensho. It's so cool.
For me, Lucina is actually kind of a lot funnier if you do set it up correctly. You just have everyone just fucking taking a turn at whacking.
Yeah, like I've seen videos of people putting like as many characters as possible, including like the Lin clones, and they get like 30 attacks because they have heroes who would attack
Yeah.
twice on.
Like I'm not gonna
dual
say
things,
all.
it's like-
I'm not gonna say all for one is like the most like broken one there, but it can be pretty useful, and it's just funny. Just watching all of them like take a
It's
turn
like-
at him.
All for One is definitely the most boring looking engage
by
attack,
far.
but it's hilarious. Hilarious.
But the best looking engage attack is we can't talk about that yet, can we?
we
No.
can't talk about the DLC though.
Which me and Paul will go into that.
Yep. All
All
right.
right. So Paul, we agree Tiki's broken, right?
Tiki's definitely Tiki's broken. So here's what Tiki does, right?
There is one flaw I find with her, and she has absolutely no ranged attack.
She has none.
Like-
Yeah.
And
Like-
because you transform into a dragon, you don't keep over your ranged option that you do.
Yeah, like if you become a dragon and you say a staff user, you lost that for 4 turns or 3,
But
depending on your
everything
bond.
else she
Yeah.
does, my god.
Every time you every engage action, like, her engage attack is giving a unit a revival crystal that the bosses have. You
Yeah.
just give that to someone, and if Marth is nearby, you even refill their engage meter a bit because DLC emblems have like a combo move if they have like an emblem that's also from their game nearby.
That's broken by itself.
Yes,
But
and then
and you also have the just small increase to your stat growth, not stat.
yes, stat
growth.
growths. Yes, she increases your stat growths.
The DLC engages are the only ones I could say are broken
Yes,
But it
they are-
but it makes sense why they're broken. You had
Because,
to
like,
pay for them.
You paid. It's literally paid to. It's like Tiki just has a AOE normally. She doesn't have to use an engage attack. She just uses fucking fire breath or what have you, and it's just T from Tetris. You know, the one that's 3 and then 1 at the bottom. It just has that shape. And now we can talk about the other ones also. Soren, Cataclysm, I think it's called. His engage attack.
Yeah, Cataclysm is ridiculous.
Yeah, it does a cross, or if you have Ike, it does a 3x3.
And not to mention that, but like everything it does with having that and then
Anima.
and then the anima there, where it because you're using Cataclysm, which by the way, for how anima works there, based on the magic you use with it there, a stat will drop from the enemy, which I believe it's like 30 for like it's like 20% hit from thunder. I don't remember what the other one.
From resistance from fire, maybe, and movement from wind.
That
Something
sounds
like
right.
that.
But the thing with Cataclysm, using all 3 anima magic there,
Yeah, you do
they just
3
get a
magic
big
attacks.
Stat drop on there, and
the attack itself looks sick, by the way.
Yeah, and you might think, oh, he's just got a cool engage attack, nothing else there. Nah, he's got long range bolting, unlimited. Well,
The only unit in the
unlimited
game with a
for-
siege tome.
I say unlimited. It's only for 3 to 4 turns there, but you know what I mean. There, it's just stupid.
Also, Soren, while you're engaged, if you play your cards right, he is the best Nosferatu tank in the game without having Nosferatu. Because if you give him to if you give him to a key adept, you get 100% of the damage you deal back as health while engaged.
Yeah.
So you do that, and you give them Rex Caliber. And if they have a high magic attack, they're just gonna take a hit and then heal everything with 1 attack. So they just don't die. It's very funny.
In a game where all you can get is Nosferatu from Micaiah, that's insane.
He also has a reflective foot, which I never use, but it's probably good.
Either way, yeah, there's him, there's Hector. I'm gonna be real, despite my Fire Emblem 7 love, I think he's the weakest of them, of the DLC.
Maybe, because, like, Hector's kind of Ike, but sorta, not really. Yes.
It's Ike if it was, how do I say? He was more based on offense, and I think his engage attack isn't really that useful.
It might be useful for, like, a more defensive unit, because it makes it so your enemy cannot double you, but you can double them, assuming you're using a weapon that can double.
Yeah, but the thing with that is, like, the setup for it is, like, kind of annoying.
A bit.
Paul, don't die on us there with the storm.
I'll try. What else?
And then there's the last one, Camilla, which, you know, we'll get into her whole map thing later.
Oh, get into her whole...
Shut up. I hate you.
You said you loved me earlier.
Yeah, but now I hate you.
Oh,
The
okay.
love's gone.
You still going?
We're now back to neutral.
You guys
Yeah,
still
we're
going?
gonna talk about Camilla and how Camilla is busted because if you engage with her, you just get flight.
Alright, sick. Back to
You
sleep.
can just fly now. No, we're about to finish it. Camilla's the last one. Hold on.
Oh man.
I will say, like, engage attack isn't really, like, the most useful thing in the world, but, like, it doesn't
You
really
can use-
matter. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you can use it like, sort of like the same way you use Roy's, just to block the enemy from moving, assuming they're not flying, because fire on the ground just makes them not be able to go through it a lot.
So,
Anyways, go on.
and the other thing about her is that she has the Dragon Fin mechanic with Corn, which we'll get back to when we talk about the main ones there, but I want to say it's, like, not as broken on her, but it's just something that's nice to have. And,
Yeah,
like,
it has different effects and stuff. It's just
I was
not a
about to say,
copy.
that was about to say, I like that they have different effects on that there. It actually makes Camilla not feel just...
What's up?
The storm picked up in the mic after I said that. Anyway, but yeah.
We guess back to the main.
So guys, who was your wait, we didn't talk about
Huh?
Three Houses one.
Oh my
Oh yeah,
god.
3 houses.
Okay. Oh, never mind. Back to sleep.
I'm sorry. We just forgot one there.
They're
but it's not one that has
hijacking
a
me
chap-
on my own channel. No.
Just talk to us about it. Pay attention.
I
you might
haven't
be
bought the
interested, I don't know.
DLC. I'm not paying 30
Fine.
bucks for that. You're crazy you think I'm doing that. I already beat the game.
Anyway. Yeah, he doesn't really replay Fire Emblem games, folks.
No, I don't. I played them once.
The Three Houses is funny because whoever is out changes randomly every turn, and that only.
I think it's one of the most fun ones to use, even if it's like a bit more unwieldy at points. Because I swear to God, I had that on Panette the whole time there, and like she just loved being with Edelgard there. I don't blame her. But anytime I put it on someone else there, it's just like I would never get Claude on Fulgado whenever I needed it there, because it would be nice to like poison the enemy. I would never get, say, the Dimitri on like say any unit I was like trying to tank with.
Yeah. Not only would be because they have like their different gambits. Claude does poison, Edelgard does fire, Dimitri does a defense thing. They also have a skill later on when you have a higher bond of them. It's like weapon sync, which if you have the same weapon as your emblem, you deal +5 damage, I think.
Yep, that's what that does there, and that's why I was always happy to have that on Panette whenever Edelgard was out.
It's very funny that you can just inherit that.
Yeah.
Imagine giving that to someone who just has Marth if that's like, oh, they always got +5 now.
And then that's not. Here's the thing there. I think they're in contention for like the most broken one because of their engage.
Because like if you engage with them, their engage attack is Houses Unite, which by themselves it's like the character uses all their 3 weapons to do a combo. If Byleth is nearby, the emblems themselves do a combo and you get to move again.
Which is crazy on a unit that can already have the ability to move again.
Yes, because you have raging, so you can get 3 turns if you make it correctly.
Yeah, so how that mechanic works there is that you have an ability to use up one of your turns of engage if you want to do like something special with it. For Claude, you can use up 1 turn and then shoot an arrow and then just be invulnerable for a turn.
Yeah, for an attack, not a turn. It's an attack, probably.
Is it just an attack? I thought it was a turn.
I don't think it's like... I think it's for the next enemy that attacks you. Like, if they attack you twice, they're gonna miss both attacks. But I think if another one goes at you, they hit you. I'm pretty sure. I have to look at it.
It might be, whatever. Anyway, for Dimitri, you use up 2 turns, but then you just increase your might. That is coming so handy for me when I'm just not have enough to kill. Or Raging Storm, if I use that, it'll end up killing me. But Raging Storm is still by far the most broken one, because you use all 3 there, but it doesn't matter. You can use another Raging Storm right after, or... I mean, not another Raging Storm. You can use another attack right after, or you can just use your engage attack and just kill whoever you feel.
Very good. Anyways, now...
So stupid. Anyway, BDon, we are done with DLC talk there.
Where am I? What year is it?
It's here where we talk about how Collin is kind of okay at best if you give her to a unit that has a void. Like, if you go for an avoid build, Collin is great, but I just couldn't.
Yeah, Corrin's only good when I'm like, alright, you're kind of annoying. I don't want you to move right now. Just stay there for a turn. I use the torrential roar. Other than that, Corrin's whatever.
Like, I guess if you put Collin on a dragon, torrential roar like goes 1 space further, so it's more people that you can like.
I do not believe what I'm hearing right now. What are you guys talking about? She's
Corrin's
like the best ring in. Nah, she's the best ring in the game there. Dragon
You're crazy for that one. You're actually crazy for that one.
No. Hear me out here. First of all, Dragon Bane, insane. Just because, well, based on the unit you get, sometimes sure it's not like the greatest thing in the world, but there's a lot of them where it's really fantastic. The Yunaka Avoid thing has been like something that's been kind of a meme for a while there for a reason. But then you put it on your main character. That
I never heard this meme.
I heard it a lot. It's just the avoid build is just super. It's super funny because she just never gets hit.
Yeah, no, you can get so much avoid if you do the right build.
But then you put it on either yourself or
Vale.
Okay, we'll just say it right there.
We
already mentioned Vale
earlier.
I mean, I guess, but like the thing I was gonna say is because the 2 of them are dragons.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever.
Yeah, that's obvious. Come on now.
Whatever. Anyway, because of the fact they are your dragons, they just get to use all of them.
Yes,
and it's very funny. Also, I will not be saying Collin is just kind of mid there when they have by far the best skill in the game, with Draconic Hex.
Draconic Hex is very good.
It lowers
That's
your
pretty
enemy
good.
stats by 4. And then you couple that, you engage with them, and then you do Torrential Roar. The enemies you hit, they get 4 stats down and can't move, and the enemies right next to them can't move. It's the best ring in the game, and Sigurd's second.
It's not the best
Nah.
thing in the game.
You are not real for that one.
In a game with Lynn, Celica, Micaiah, Ike, you're not saying it's the best ring in the game. Those are
Yeah.
all better.
Micaiah can not only
Micaiah can full
Micaiah.
heal your party, which is crazy.
Yeah, not
Increase
only
your staff
that-
range by like 3, which is like cracked.
Bro,
Celica can like
rewarp-
give you the ability to heal, have the crazy ass warp. Celica's cracked as well.
Using rewarp with Micaiah is insane because you can bring 4 people to like, I don't know, half the map away.
I mean, yes, it's crazy. I'll admit that. I learned in my most recent playthrough here how it's more crazy. I still had a lot more times where I just didn't really find it to be as useful because I had either played defensive or I just didn't have enough staffs to do that. There, you forget about that. You run out of the uses on these things fast because they're the only thing with weapon usage in the game.
I barely use core, and I'll be real with you, dog.
Well, I mean,
I
I
just don't get it.
always used like all of the emblems.
I mean,
There's
core
no-
was
there's no
always on
reason not to.
someone. She just never made much of a difference.
Mhm.
For me, it made the difference there. It's like
Yeah, Corn.
later on in the game when I got either way, then when I got Marth back there, it's like, yeah, I kept it on the Lear because I'm the main character there. Then it didn't matter. I just had another dragon to put it on there, and she just did crazy with it.
Okay, but like Lynn clears. Lynn's like the best one in the game, though.
Lynn is not the best one in the game.
Lynn's
It
the
doesn't-
best one in the game. Especially
No.
like no. Use the clones. You put it on like Kagetsu, who just doesn't get hit by things. You just have the clones like forever, and you get you get Astra Storm, which just can pretty much just like kill somebody if they're it's just like taking 20 paces
Here's the
away.
thing.
It's insane.
I did that. It's not as useful as you'd like to think there, because
I-
Kagetsu, first of all, isn't that great overall?
That's
there?
Cap. That's
Right?
actually Cap.
Not for me. Like he just did.
Uh-oh.
For me,
Did
Kagetsu
he
just
fall?
did. Uh-oh.
No, I'm living.
All right.
Anyway,
For now.
for me, Kagetsu just did incredibly mid throughout my playthrough here.
I know the
And,
Lapis fan ain't talking about mid.
Yeah, that's.
I
that's
know
what
the
I was gonna
Lapis
say
fan
there.
is not
Lapis-
talking about mid, bro. I
That's
trained her
exactly-
up to so many skirmishes. I trained her up for like so long. Then Kaketsu was like, hey guys, I'm just better than you in every single way. I'm like, okay, this is the thing now. I guess we're dealing with this now. Alright, sure, Kaketsu,
should-
you can come on the team.
I
Not
should
really,
give
he did-
Louis
he did-
the Lin ring.
He did way better. Like Kagetsu barely did anything throughout most of my playthrough there. Lapis just did way better.
You ain't using them right? That's crazy. You saying using
I'm
them right?
using
Use
them
the
the
go.
exact same way I'm using Lapis.
I don't know.
Either way, I had them both use the Lin Ring. I had so many more times where Kagetsu died compared to Lapis. Also, I didn't really use the Lin Ring on Kagetsu that much there because I would use it on Etier because
I used them on both.
And
I used them. I swapped between the chapters because they were both like two of my best
You know-
characters.
either way, what I was gonna get into more so was the Lincoln thing is nice, but like they don't last. They last one hit there, and they're not as evasive as like I've heard because I just always had times where they get hit. Also, Astral
And
Storm
even when
is
they do
very
get hit,
nice.
they tank free hits for you. So that's also a boon.
You know,
They-
I should give the Lin ring to Louis so the clones don't take damage.
They're still good. Actually, would that work?
I didn't think about that.
I haven't tried that. I've just thought of it. So,
That's very silly.
That would be funny. Either way,
anyways.
Lin is very good. Don't get me wrong there. But Astral Storm isn't as useful as a lot of people.
I'll boot up the game.
No,
and try it
Astro
out.
Storm's
Oh, it's
insane.
disgusting.
Astro Storm's actually
No,
insane.
no.
Because even if it doesn't kill, it can just make like a hard enemy not as tough to deal with, or a far off enemy way less annoying. It's like probably the
Collin,
best like super move skill in the game.
Collin, hear me out, right?
What?
Astro Storm can proc personal skills.
That's the thing there. That's when it's really good there. But like this playthrough, I didn't have any units there that had personal skills there, like that were the likes of Luna or Soul or what was it?
Also, I'm booting up the
Sandstorm.
game to try the Louis thing because now I'm too curious. Anyways, go on.
Okay. For me,
You're
it's still very
gaming
much
during
like,
my professional podcast. Oh,
either
you
way,
call.
it's still
Gaming.
it's still very much high tier.
Peggle
I'm
2.
not gonna. it's still very much a high tier emblem for me there, but it's not like absolute. It's not absolute
Sorry
top
about
of the line for me, just because like what I look for a lot of the rings is a lot of versatility or like different things I can use them for. Lyn is a very okay. You can do two things there. You can tank hits with the clones, and then you can fire from far away. And later on in the game, there the Astral Storm ability doesn't come as great because you can't really kill a lot of things there. And if you do weaken them, keep in mind there. How many times do units have physics or just have stave units right next to them there? It heals it up and nothing happened. Just have
That's That's an incredibly specific situation, which is not useful. That's so specific. You're saying you're saying if these like these 5 factors line up, it's not useful. In every case, it's crazy.
I'm not saying it's not useful. I'm just saying these situations hamper its usability or its usefulness as compared to like say using as a case of like say using Corrin's like torrential roar there. It's always useful to like stop enemies in their tracks there, especially when in some chapters there you have so many coming at you that you can't stop them all.
And some of them are fog chapters.
Not naming any names here, Leaf.
There's a lot of dudes in that one.
Either way, but yeah, my top 3 like most useful rings were that, Sigurd, and Ike.
Mine's probably like Lyn, Celica, and then like I guess let's go with Sigurd. Why not?
Mine's probably like Ike definitely. Lyn did help, and Micaiah, I guess.
Either way, they're all at least usable, and they're all pretty cool gameplay wise.
Unless they are Leaf.
Leaf gives you a cool super attack that looks cool, so he's okay in my book.
Leaf and Roy are by far like the 2 worst ones.
Oh, Roy got done dirty. You hate to see it.
I like Roy. I've used him a lot of times.
It had its use, but like, man, you could have done so much skull things.
I'd even argue it's not really like the usefulness or like that great with it, because yeah, the fire thing can help. I can also just put on the Corrin ring and then have that fire instantly there without using my super move.
On specific characters.
Like, yeah, specific characters there, but it's very specific in cases where you would put the Roy ring on. You wanted to put it on more tanky units. And also, a lot of his skills there aren't that great. When you engage with him in 5 levels up there, way less useful than you might think because it's not that many stats up.
Oh, that's like pretty good.
And also, it's just like, by far has like the worst weapon lineup for like when you engage with him. The Binding Blade is the only good one there. Lance Reaver, incredibly situational.
Oh my god.
Incredibly situational later on, early on, sure. But once you get, say, the character you're supposed to put
Don't worry about that.
It's Paul's anger at me slandering Roy.
That's also my anger.
Anyway,
that's my guy.
The Lance Reaver useful early on there, but the character like that you're supposed to put it on, or like the game encourages you to put it on, Diamant.
I'm gonna put this on in the chat real quick, by the way. Jesus Christ!
Holy!
That was perfectly timed with the light. Also, Jesus Christ.
He does in fact take 0 damage if you have enough defense.
Huh. How silly.
Okay, maybe the Lyn Ring is stars, never mind.
I've always been saying.
Also, that screenshot I took's kind of popping off with how with the frame I took it in, Jesus Christ.
Also, I never said it was bad though. That's the thing.
Right.
Either way, the Lyn Ring, not the Lyn Ring, the Roy Ring, pretty sucky, and then the Leaf Ring, it's like better as it goes on there, but it's still not really that useful. And both of them suffer from like the same flaw there. The time you're able to use them with is pretty bad for both.
Yeah. The Leaf Ring was only useful for me when like a character had low build and I needed more build.
The other thing it's useful for is building up and getting those either skills or weapon proficiencies, because getting Vantage from him is pretty good. And then
I love having that ability to do that. I love having that.
You
for
love
the
weapon
entire
proficiency?
Game.
Yeah, I want to mention there, I think the engage mechanic is pretty good there. I think what makes it brilliant is later on, you lose that mechanic and you see how strong it really is.
Yep. Chapter 11 is one of the best in the game, baby.
I think we should probably move on to the next part. I feel like we've been on the emblems for a minute, which to be fair is the main thing in the video game. But
Yeah.
there's one more game we can talk. But actually, no, one more game we can talk about before we get to the story, and that is the Somniel, the little hub you have.
Oh, I like the Somniel.
It's solid.
Map design.
It's good. The fog maps suck. Some of the we can talk about it in the story because we can talk about the later ones there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how the Somniel doesn't force you to spend like 30 minutes there. Like,
yeah, I don't spend a century doing all these little tasks.
It feels like a good mixture of like both my castle and the monastery.
Yeah.
Where it's like you have a good amount of things to do, but like it's not like it really forces you, and it's not as like say small or limited as my castle could be at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, granted, there's a lot of little things to do. I did not do most of those things more than once. I did training once. It was lame and didn't really do much. Wyvern riding, I did it once. Tempest Trials. Yep. Anyway,
Why'd the thunder behind it?
DK. The arena.
How are you working your Brazilian powers?
I'm dealing with my own Tempest Trials now right now.
That was a banger. That was a good one. But yeah, no, most of the things in the Somniel, I either didn't take long or I did them like once. The only ones I would do consistently are the food, of course, because it gives you support points and like little buffs. The arena, because no reason not to do it. Later on, I kind of wish you could skip it, like the
Yeah.
not just the battle, but you can skip it, like the fighting game preamble, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
It's
I
me.
don't think it.
Boucheron.
It's me, Boucheron.
Nice.
Either way, I don't think like skipping that isn't really the big.
Whoa.
That one was. I saw that reflected on my TV. So the window is behind me, and the TV is in front of me. Just lit up for like a second. Like, wow.
That was crazy.
Are you okay over there?
Oh, I'm
Are you
alive.
good?
I'm good. Yeah, for now.
Yeah. Anyway, the Somniel, you can polish your rings. That's a thing in the video game. Oh yeah, you can make the little the PNG rings, the Smash Bros spirits. It's a mechanic.
Yes,
it's there. It's kind of half baked, and there's weird character choices here and there. But
broken. Others are not broken.
It's
okay.
Like some of them, like it's kind of cool at times. There, I really do like how, you know, early on, it's actually kind of useful because you get rings there, so that way you can build up your skill points with it.
Yeah.
And I do like how some of them are actually legit useful if you get their S rank versions of them because they get specific skills towards them. It's actually kind of cool. But a lot of times, like, yeah, I just did not bother with them.
Yeah. It kind of feels like a half-baked mechanic to put in more of the fan service.
I feel like this would probably break the game, but I feel like it would have been better if they let you equip an emblem ring and a bond ring, both. But that would probably break the game.
Maybe. I don't know if it'd be that crazy.
Because like, what the thing's like, why the f would I roll for bond rings if I have an emblem on every character in my party?
Yeah,
I don't have a reason to not have an emblem.
That's kind of a problem it has later in the game because aside from like say giving Citrine Dire Thunder or that deal there, it's like
Which I don't even need. People talk about like it's the second coming of Christ. I'm like, she just one shots things. I'm good.
yeah.
Well,
but
I'm sorry.
way,
What is that? What is Dire Thunder? I never got
Dire
that.
Thunder is a skill you can get from an S rank ring, which makes it so Thunder doubles
Oh.
every time.
Who do you get that from?
Owen or what? It's from Genealogy Iteration.
God damn it! I was hoping it was Ileana.
I like that person. She's cool.
Yes, it's Owen with an A.
Oh, Jesus Christ! He's going through his own Dire Thunder right now.
The Thunder is pretty dire out there.
Anyway, let's wrap up the Somnia talk. There's not much to say there. It's okay.
The only thing that kind of sucks about it is late game when you are building up your emblem ring or not.
I like when you go to sleep and people fucking show up in your room.
That's weird. That's why is that in the game? That's so weird.
It's
and
very
the thing I
funny.
realized is that there are two for every like rank of support. So there's 8 total for every character. I just think, why? That's so much work for something no one's going to see because it's all like just random chance. And it's just kind of weird. It's just weird.
I find it mostly funny. Some of these motherfuckers are weird.
It's kind of funny. I like Amber's where he just spits in your face, but like most part,
I don't like being spit on my face.
It makes me laugh. For the most part, it's just like, this is just strange. Is this like a weeb pandering thing, or like what is? I just don't.
Because like half of it, your eyes are closed, so you're not even seeing the characters. I don't think it is. I think it's just novelty, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird, is all it is.
Did you forget anything?
Oh yeah, I also don't really like how like your characters aren't always all in the thumbnails. You have to like sleep to like basically re-roll their placements.
I mean, I don't like it, but it's also fair because you have 40 of them.
I mean, yeah, it's fair, but like it never really bothered me except for like 1 or 2 times. I was looking for someone specific, but I'm just like, huh.
So I forgot. Were we? Oh wait, no, we'll save that for later.
Yep.
Ignore me. I'm thinking of something else.
Anyway, gameplay wrap up. Gameplay wrap up. Final thoughts on the gameplay. It is really good. There's a lot of cool mechanics. Some things aren't perfect, but it's one of the best Fire Emblem in terms of pure gameplay experience. It's very good.
It's the best one in the series. I will say it.
It's probably my second favorite, but there is one thing I do kind of wish, like, I do hope later on there they add a new game plus mode with it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Because like I just feel like there's a lot of crazy potential there. There's also a lot of grinding.
Yeah, like I don't even need you to let me bring over my level. Just let me bring over my SP or something, or the skills I have. I don't know.
Yeah, just let me bring over the skills
and the supports,
or maybe just add something that allows you to like get more skill points or something like that. I don't know. Just either way, I want something with that.
Yes.
The last thing in the game, and probably the most divisive part of the game, besides maybe the cast, is the story of the video game. And before we get into it, give your impressions in a single word. In a single word before we go full spoiler mode. I said single word.
Good.
That was single word. I think it's 2 words actually.
Good.
Beak.
Paul?
Oh, clouds.
It doesn't have to be the mountain.
I didn't mean the mountains. I just meant any word, whatever, any word whatsoever.
Drums. I'm hearing the drums. Can I say drums?
Do you guys not know what one word means?
I said clouds.
I said beak. What are these drums I hear?
Bad. Anyway, that was your last spoiler warning. If you're this far in, we've already spoiled a lot of things. So if you don't want to hear any more, get out right now. We're going full spoilers. The kit and caboodle, everything. We're going right in. All right.
You get 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2. iCarly rules. Alright, you're here now. Lumera dies twice, baby. Let's go.
She does die twice.
Alright. So, me and Paul are kind of thinking there, like, we like the game stories.
I like the story a lot.
Why don't you like it, BDon?
Okay. So going into it, I was expecting it to be, like, okay. Maybe a little, like, simplistic or whatever. But not, like, anything super grand. And I think... Okay, so I have a lot of little issues and a few big issues. When it first starts... when it first starts, it seems like very simple. You're this guy, there's a couple of kingdoms, you gotta fight a big dragon. Alright, simple setup. Now I'll say flat out, I like that it's just a single story. There's no routes, there's no shenanigans, it's just you go from the beginning to the end once. I do like that, and I like that it's not like too complex, at least in the beginning. And
it's
also
not complex later. What?
Well,
what's
just go on.
Yeah. However, I think the cutscenes are too damn long for how much content they tend to not have. There's a lot of times where the characters are just kind of standing around talking about the situation at hand, and it feels like they just go on and on saying nothing, and I just kind of want them to move on. And even saying that, it feels like even later on they keep doing that. But other characters aren't talking. There's so many cutscenes where characters are just talking, and then I see Tamara, I'm like, oh hey, you're here. Or see Diamond, he's just standing there. I'm like, oh hey, you're here. I kind of forgot about you. It doesn't feel like it utilizes its main I guess, core six RPG party, you know, like Alir, the Four Lords, Vander, I guess. It doesn't feel like they're in the cutscene saying a whole lot most of the time. They're just kind of standing around, so I don't really like that. Jesus Christ.
God is angry with you while you're saying that.
He is not feeling it. I feel like I like the writing in regards to the supports, but I don't think a single one of the hype or emotional beats hit. And I think at best I go, that was alright, and at worst I'm just laughing hysterically at things I'm not supposed to be laughing at. There are a couple scenes later on that they wanted me to feel for, but I just don't think they were cooking with that. I just think...
I know
which one it is also. I'm aware. I just don't get it still, but I'm aware which one it is.
Yeah, I just think the core writing is not very good. I would say I like it more than... Conquest, probably. No.
I like it more than every Fates game by far, which isn't saying a lot. But
yeah, I don't know that. I would say
I don't know why you're specifically singling out Conquest there.
No, I'm just thinking of the ones that I like less than this, and it's like that. Three Houses.
You are not.
I think Three Houses story is. It gets worse the more content I experienced of it, beyond just the singular route. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about that.
Which route did you play? Out of curiosity.
Okay, well, I played Golden Deer. I played through like 60% of Blue Lions and just watched the rest because I got bored. I watched my friend play through, what's the Edelgard route called?
Crimson Flower.
Crimson Flower, yeah. I also watched him play through the DLC. And the church route there. Who cares? So
yeah,
the grand majority of the story I saw of that video game. Yeah. Anyway, back to Engage. As I was saying, like I was saying, I just don't think any of like the hyper emotional beats hit. I don't think they're delivered that well. I don't like whenever Alir's like going through stuff and instead of like the characters of the game, you know, bringing them to lift them up, it's always like Marth and the Emblems. I think the villains are all bad, including the one who's not really a villain, like halfway in. You know what I'm talking about, that one.
This is spoilers. You can just say.
Oh yeah, I can just say things. Veil, lame. All the Deadly Six, lame. Sombra, who cares?
One thing that I found very funny that I've mentioned it in passing before in conversations, but I find more things to put on it is that I know that it's probably because it's an anniversary game, definitely and obviously, but it's very funny how when you notice things from other games in this game that were done better, if you ask me, like plot points of like, oh, you are the child of the evil dragon, isn't that right, Fates? You die and you get brought back to life. Isn't that right, Fire Emblem Fates?
Is it all just Fates? Is it all just Fates? It's just Fates?
It has other things. Like Chapter 11 of this game is basically just trying to mimic the post-Amaran death chapter from Awakening. It's the same feeling of that.
No, I think that chapter slaps in terms of gameplay. Story, I don't really care that they made Marth red and evil. I don't know, they're trying to make me feel there.
They're confusing because every time Alir needs support, they use Marth. They try to make Marth is like Alir's support friend. That's the problem.
Okay, so Alir and Marth are like the classic human and monster dynamic of your average, Saturday morning cartoon. It's your Dan and your Drago. It's your Ash, your Pikachu. It's your Tai and your Agumon. That's what he is. That is what he is in the context of this video game.
I don't see that. I don't see that at all. It's like your Martha.
No. That's not a dig. That's not a dig. That's just a general statement. It's not a dig at the game.
I don't know. I don't think Martha is like that. I would say. But Paul, continue because I'll go after you.
He's like the mascot character of the game.
Second.
You good, Paul?
Well, you have to meet there. So
okay, well, Paul is facing he's fighting his demons right now.
Fighting my demons. Oh, I can't say that next part.
Anyway, Collin, you go. You give your general impression on the story.
So going into me here, first of all, I have always thought storytelling is not the greatest suit of.
Oh, I have
most
never.
Fire-
I do not play these games for story.
I like Path of Radiance story.
I like that and Sacred Stones. That's where it ends.
I-
Awakening is solid, ish. No, it's solid.
I like Echoes. I like Three Houses, and I like Seven. All the rest of them, I think, are either okay or bad.
Even genealogy.
Oh wait, no. I'll say genealogy too.
Oh, yeah, no. The more I think about it, because like there are those similarities I mentioned. There's also, you know, your main character avatar is woken up by a pair of siblings who have their older paladin in tow, awakening. You train against your parent figure, Path of Radiance.
It is a little hodgepodge after laying it all out.
I kind of want to bring that. I kind of want to bring that up right now. There, I actually do love the attention to like detail, like the fan service.
Oh
like,
yes, definitely.
Like, there's a lot of it that's like pretty blatant there. You know, bring back the old maps there, the characters and that there.
Yeah.
But a lot of them that are a lot more subtle, like.
Yeah, it's like even the royals. There are 4 royals. There are 8 royals actually, and each of them have 2 retainers. Like Fates.
Like Fates. We did a Fates again.
Like, there's just a lot of like really cool like little details that like are really showing that this is a love letter to like the franchise there. But in terms of an actual story, it's like, I don't really mind it. I liked it. It's like,
I don't know, I feel like the stretch from like the end of chapter 21 to the end of the game was peak.
I think that's the worst part of the game. I think that's where the game absolutely lost me. Specifically, chapter, I want to say 20. Wait, was it 23, 24 and on? Which one was the top? Which one was when they went back in time?
24.
Okay, 24 and on. I was out.
Nah, you're weak.
No, I just think it was incredibly stupid.
If anything else, I think that was one of the more fine uses of time travel, which didn't involve bullshit. They went back in time, they fought old Alir, and then they came back.
I just think it was unnecessary put in the game at all. I just think it had no point in being there. It was never done before. It was only done here. I just kind of didn't feel like it did. I just don't know why they put it in the game, and especially I don't know why they made it so him going into the past is what led to Lumera finding him. And also what led to Zephyr getting her one for her family. I don't know why we had to go into the past and basically do a whole
her one
death loop attack. I shouldn't say death loopy time loop situation going on.
Did Lumera one I will give you, because that only happened because he lost the battle there. You could also argue maybe she would have found him originally regardless because of an avalanche or some bullshit. Like the Zephyr one, I think she wasn't even there for it. She didn't even witness the battle.
After that, she's talking about your party and how you're like a family or whatever, and she's like, I would kind of like that and all that, and she starts talking about it after you do the mission.
She doesn't talk about your party.
No, she does. She mentions your party. She definitely does.
I don't know. I think it was worth it for Zephyr going, so Bronk, do you want to me? He's like, not now. Maybe later.
That was
I respect the grind. No, hold on, Zephyr. I respect the grind. Zephyr's a monster. That's fair. He's also a dragon, so you know.
Either way, like my big thing is that like I've never really like, either like put that much stock or like taken a lot of like things with Fire Emblem stories like that much there. It's like there are games where it's done fantastically, of course, but it's like. It's not really something that like would make or break like the game for me.
I mean, it definitely doesn't for me. But after I was just thinking about it, and I was like, huh, it was kind of bad. I was just kind of thinking back to like the things that happened in the story. I just kind of thought this is kind of bad. I just kind of really like it.
I know when the 12 emblems get together, make a leader, and they're like, yeah, that's
God,
that's
bro.
That's
oh my God! When they said you are the Fire Emblem, I laughed out loud.
That was raw, bro.
That was so goofy. That was
don't
unfathomably goofy.
I don't care if it's goofy there. It's like so many of the moments there where it's just like thinking about it, like outside there, it's like I'm laughing out. Like when you have all your 6 emblems turn red there. On the outside, I'm laughing because it's really funny there. But I'm like, holy, it's like a really cool idea. And then once you get to chapter 17, then you have the 6v6 of rings there.
No, that's
That
cool.
shit went
That was
hard.
cool.
That is so
That
cool.
was fun. I like
Also,
that.
Chapter 18 is a boat map, and I love boat maps.
You do
Stars.
love boat
Easy
maps.
game.
Are
Best
we-
game in the franchise.
Are we talking about level design now? Because
We're talking.
I
We're
don't
just.
know.
It's open
We're just shooting
season.
this-
It's open season now, bro. It's the hit movie quadrilogy open season.
It's
right
open
now.
season. Bond Blast is the coolest in the
Oh,
franchise.
Bond Blast is so cool. It's so shonen. The fact that you freaking. Oh yeah, Alir's an emblem, by the way. Called that, by the way.
I just said that.
No. Oh, did you mention it?
Here's
Yeah,
the
how
thing.
Alir becomes an emblem. He
Yeah. Oh
becomes
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
protagonist.
yeah, yeah.
And
Paul and I were laughing at a lot of the things you guessed. Like,
You know, because me and Collin, you're like, Alir's gonna become an emblem. Me and Collin looking at each other like, do we tell him? Does he know, Chad?
The one thing about that is that they teased me because when he's an emblem, he just has all blue hair. But nope, when he goes back to having the god of fear when he's regular. I'm like, come on, you're right there. You're right there.
Yeah. I'll be real. By that point in the game, I had Stockholm syndrome. It felt weird for him just have
It
one
is
color
Stockholm
hair.
syndrome.
Honestly.
But also, with Alir being an emblem, it gives you the ability to pair any of your character with Alir, and they can all do the cool bomb
They can do
blasters,
a
by the
double
way,
emblem.
where they freaking do a cool team attack and shoot a freaking father-son Kamehameha at your enemy. It's so cool. It's
Also,
the coolest thing in
they
the
also do like
franchise.
the sword thing where both of them attack with the
Oh
sword.
yeah. That's really cool.
Also, this is all we alluded to earlier as to why Alir's supports probably take longer because the support level is your bond level for that engage.
Yep.
Yep.
Which
C,
brings in
C,
question
C
also-
support is 5, B support is
5,
10, A support is wait, is it 15 or
20.
20? 20?
20.
And
And
then
S support is 21.
this
baby.
game has S supports, and I usually hate S supports because I think they're just
Just do
cringy
a platonic one,
cringy
bro.
weeb wish fulfillment
There's so
generally.
many of- there's so many of these that he just goes-
I
There's
don't.
so many of these where he goes, "You're my friend. I want you to have
I'm
this
alright,
ring
I'm
because you're
alright, I'm
important to me." Like, it's fine.
Anyway,
Stop with it.
I
I know you
find
hate
it fu-
Roman.
I find it funny you find it like cringy weeb shit. Yet the weird thing is like, isn't your favorite Fire Emblem game Awakening?
Yeah, but I
True.
think it's fine in that game because there's an actual gameplay incentive to do it.
There's always been a gameplay incentive to do
Yeah.
it.
There's only a gameplay incentive to do it here. You got a busted skill for getting an
No,
S rank.
you get a whole character for doing it in Awakening and Fates.
Oh, you're talking about the child.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care about.
Also, it's like all the games have like had DS support thing, have had some kind of gameplay one, or in the case of like Three Houses, you can only do it with the one character at the end of the game, so there was never really a gameplay reason to
It was
do it.
dumb and tacked on, so people can
I
go,
do
"Oh
like
my
how for this
god,
game
the
the-
CG of my
Ooh.
waifu with her honkers out." Or man boobs. We're inclusive here.
Just because you marry Hilda doesn't mean all of us do.
I never said I did that.
I mean, my
Who
other
else has
options
their
out of
honkers
Dorothea.
out? I guess Dorothea also has their honkers out.
Not the
I think
point. The
you're
point is,
right.
I was saying that I'm not a fan, but whatever. It's goofy weeb stuff. I'll just freaking do it. In this
I
game,
very much-
in this game, I think it's pretty cool how they actually gave you like a gameplay bonus for doing that. Besides just you get
Yes.
+2 or +3 or whatever.
I do like how they're like, okay, you want to S rank this character, you have to do this paralog. That's gonna probably hit you in the ass a little bit if you're not ready for it. Because like,
They
oh,
do.
grab the ring from this corrupted, then you do, and then 30 enemies show up
Uh-huh.
on the map.
Which I think I'm about to say we'll get to that a bit more when we're talking more about maps, but like, you can only give it to one character. Who did we all give it to?
The goat. Who else would I
Now-
give it to?
Yeah, you gave it to Citrine.
Citrine.
Who
I
did
give
you
it
give it to,
Citrine.
Colin? I wonder.
I of course gave it to my girl Lapis. Now I wanna mention something, Paul.
Uh huh.
BDon gave me the chance to figure it out there if I guessed it.
Was it Amber?
Whoa,
No,
whoa,
no, no,
whoa,
no.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Let's dial it back a little bit, all right? Colin knows who it is. I gave him the chance to guess it, and I gave him the option of either having 3 guesses or 1 guess plus the gender. Now, Given I've already given you my tier list, I am not giving you the one guess option. You get 3 guesses.
You got 3 guesses.
You got 3 guesses. Who do you think?
And you don't.
Who do you think B. Waddledon gave the pact ring to?
And I'm guessing you're not giving the gender, right?
Yeah. I just said he got 3 guesses, but no gender.
BDon hates romance, so he wouldn't give it to Tamara, would he?
I don't know. Is that
I'm
your
gonna guess Amber.
Is that your
Here
guess?
you go.
Is that your first guess?
Is it 3 guess? That's my first guess.
That is incorrect.
Oh damn.
Guess number 2. Who did I give the pact ring to? I just
A
rhymed
rhyme.
2 and 2.
You were a poet and didn't even know it.
That's not a rhyme, but they are different words, so I suppose it counts.
Guess number 2. Has
Guess
to be someone
number
in Star Wars,
2.
right? Did you give it to
Use your noggin.
Pandreo?
I did not give it to Pandreo. You have 1 guess left. Guess number 3. Who did I want to be with me? See, now that rhymed.
Maybe it's a curveball. Maybe it's not a Stars character. I guess he wouldn't be that predictable.
Whatever. I will say with the tier list is that was made after I beat the game, so after I already used the thing. So don't that it may not be as simple as it's one of the top 3 characters, top 4. Just give it a little think. Give it a little think.
I have 2 options now.
Yeah, all right.
Did
gotta
you
choose
give
one.
it?
And
give it
hold
to
on.
RTA?
Since this is the last option, I want reasoning for your last choice.
Reasoning for my last choice.
Yeah. Give me reasoning. Give me your thought process.
I think you might have given it to RTA because she seems like a bro.
Is that the entirety of your thought process?
I can try to keep thinking if you want. Let me see here. There was in fact the entirety of my thought process, but I couldn't keep sitting here thinking.
Well, is that your final answer?
Oh, I don't care. It's RTA. She's a bro.
Alright.
You like bros.
That is incorrect. You did not guess what I gave. Well, Collin got it on the first try, I will say, and I was very surprised.
Now, here's my thought process.
Whoa! I have not said who
What?
it is yet.
No. It's like I could reveal it. You're like, here's
No.
here's my idea.
I want to do it. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. So with these kinds of like romance mechanics in video games like this or Persona, I generally, depending on how ironic I'm being and how much I care, I will either go with A, the character who has like a good like dynamic. Like in Awakening, I went Rob and Lissa because their support is good. In like Persona 4, I chose I because her social link was surprisingly good. When I don't care that much, I just go for who is the most attractive character. So in 3 Houses, I went with Manuela because she's the hot one. I did the same thing in Engage. With the only female in the game I find remotely attractive. So I gave the pact ring to Saphir.
The reason I was gonna give my thought process there, I'm like, BDon likes older women. It has to be Saphir.
Oh, calm down.
Fair, no, it's fair.
Now, here's the thing though. It's like my recent playthrough, like I used her there and like I actually got the sports. They're like, hang on, it might be kind of base.
I always have one.
Anyway.
Yeah, I gave it to Saphir.
Well,
Yeah.
I gave it to Citrine because she's the GOAT.
The thing, and my other reasoning why I guess Saphir there, it's like he has never talked about another like female character in the game as positively as did Saphir.
I talked about
That's true.
Etier.
Here's the thing, like Etier, yeah, but you didn't talk about it recently. And also, I know you would not be the type to like marry Tamara because I don't think it would have like a good dynamic or that, and you probably don't find her attractive, or, like that attractive, I should say.
You're thinking harder than I would have thought about that whole thing. She's cool. I
don't
like
know,
her.
I mean, yeah, I was about to say, like, you obviously like her.
Yeah,
but...
she's one of my favorite characters. Also, she's got a great voice. I'm a big fan of Danny Chambers. She's great in Epithet Race. It's a show I watch on YouTube.
It's kind of the same way I feel about, like, say, Chie from Persona 4 there. I like her a lot. I just wouldn't consider her, like, I'm going for her and all that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyway, let's get back to the story because we didn't like talk like a whole lot about it. There's a lot of things we. I mean, there's a lot of things we didn't cover, like Lumera dying twice and how funny that was.
Was it funny? I didn't laugh.
It was. The fact that they pulled that same trope 4 times in the story is just kind of insane to me. Because usually 4. They did it Lumera, Diamant Alkrestad, freaking Ivy Hortensia. I forget the name of that dude. Whatever his name was.
Okay. Ivy and Hortensia, sure. Diamant's dad didn't die though. He was just turned into a slave.
Yeah, and then you killed.
I mean, yeah, but he didn't
it's essentially the same thing.
It's not essentially the same.
The fact that they pull off the general, kill off the character's parent 4 times in the story is kind of insane to me. Because usually they do it once and it's all, I already didn't care there. Then they did it again, and then again with the exact same character twice. And there were 2 tearful goodbye scenes, which I just didn't care about either time. Because we spent no time with this character, and we know that Aaliyah also spent no time with this character, so it's like, why do I care about this? Why are they trying to get me to care? It's not working.
Either way, I don't know. I just didn't really find like the death thing there or like anything like that to be like that much of like a thing that impacted my like opinion on.
It just kind of felt like it was wasting my time after, especially with the second Lumiere death scene. I just felt like my time was wasted.
I don't know.
I liked it. I'm good.
Also, Aaliyah like dies twice too. I guess the dragon must to bring him back. That was a little silly. Everything with Vale, I don't know. I don't know what they had going with Vale, but none of it was hitting for me. When they had the big reveal of, oh, she was the evil one the whole time, I'm like, oh yeah, of course it was. Then they try to make me like care about her, like all that, and that did not work at all. I think Vale is kind of a very lame character, bordering on being bait.
I like Vale. She's not being bait.
She's bordering. She's very close.
Okay, you say that there. The bean bait is Anna.
Bean bait is definitely.
No, she ain't. No, she does not act like one at all. She is not excessively cutesy.
And I say this as someone that hates the term bean bait.
It's a base term.
She's definitely being bait and BDon.
I don't think you're using it right, Paul. Anna's not. She's just kind of. She acts like every other.
I was there for the inception of the word.
She acts like every other Anna. She's just this time a kid. She's not really any different.
No, I don't know.
Maybe...
I talk about every type of Anna. It's very fun in the credits when they're showing like images of the characters, and the Anna image is with the Awakening and Fates Anna. That's cute.
And this time the Fates one didn't have 6 fingers.
True.
Gotta get over that. You just gotta get over that.
No,
that's not
absolutely not.
I didn't really care. It's just funny.
Wait,
it's a little goofy.
Well, that reminds me. What was Three Houses Anna in there?
Probably not. Was she? I don't
wait,
remember.
no.
We can talk about the villains now, like actually, because we skipped past that earlier.
I guess going over individually. Guys, my thoughts on them are very brief. I think they're mostly bad, but I also just kind of don't really care. I
mean, we spent a lot of time with them, relatively speaking.
I feel like Chris is at least entertaining. He's an insane man.
He's Zaz. He's Zaz from Sonic Lost World.
Shut the f up about Sonic Lost World.
Either way, like he's probably like the most entertaining one, and his bloodlust for things there kind of makes some of the more scenes entertaining, but it's just kind of a one-note kind of moment there. Mavier is probably, again, the 2 ones I find to be the best ones are the ones that turn over to good either way, and that's Mavier and Vale. I think they're the most interesting and like they're the most fleshed out with them, but again, that's just kind of by default by having supports.
Mavier was alright. Most of his supports didn't really do much for me, but he was decent. Vale, I didn't care at all in the main story. She's actually no, I just straight up don't like her in the main story. I think some of her supports are pretty decent though. I like the one with Clan a lot.
It's pretty good.
What was it? Okay, who are the other 2?
Zephia and Marty, bro. Marty.
Before we go anywhere else, Marty cannot catch a f***ing break.
Marty's
cannot.
I thought they were gonna actually go somewhere kind of interesting with her. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like killed off.
I think it's ridiculous.
I thought she was gonna join you.
I think it's crazy, right? How basically in the last hour of her existence, they throw on a backstory to her, have her do the whole heel turn, and then she gets immediately killed off on some regular show pacing. I thought it was actually insane, and I was cracking up for like 30 minutes straight afterwards. 'Cause I just could not believe what I was witnessing.
It's just like, at that point, why?
Yeah, did they expect me to like care about Marnie a whole lot? I basically just met her, more or less.
I just met her, and the bigger thing, she was always just the one I remember that had the Roy ring of the chapters and was genuinely...
Hey Roy, I know.
No, not even that. I do hate Roy though, and it was just generally the easiest member to take out. But it's like, girl can't have anything there. I thought they were like actually gonna make her into a party member or something like that, and like the heel turn there might have actually had some teeth to it, but it's just like
it had no teeth. I don't know what they were doing with that.
I can't wait for those 3 dads to show up as DLC characters. It'll be great.
Yeah, and Kranya showing up too, right, Paul?
You're gonna be eating those words soon, buddy. You're gonna be eating those words soon.
And then there's also okay, last one. Then there's Zephyr. Well, Lamau.
So Aversa again.
Aversa, yeah.
Pretty much Aversa.
Like many things in this game, there are references to older
but with a
characters.
lot more screen time and a much worse design.
Design's okay.
I'm gonna say I think I like Zephyr a little bit more, but I also...
Oh, I definitely like her more than Aversa because she has a presence at all throughout the game.
Yeah, Aversa's always just kind of like either there behind one of the main villains and then not.
Aversa's like, I'm here, showed up for 3 chapters. I'm like, good for you, Aversa, you're a baddie.
Yeah.
I will say, while I don't like most of the villains or at all, I did really like the dual Zephyr Grizz Des scene. I thought that was actually really well done. And it was the last scene in the story that I thought was actually good.
There is no way.
No, I thought the death was good, but like that's about it. And then you have
Sombron.
Literally,
again, the first thing.
He's better than Anelkos, at least. He exists in the game at all before the end of the game.
It's like saying you're better than Sonic 06. Like, good job.
We said the game looks better than Three Houses. We don't care how low the bar is.
You know, very good point.
That's a very good point.
That's an incredible point.
Either way, yeah, just not really a whole lot to him. The reveal of being the dad of both of them. Well, I mean, it wasn't really a reveal for Vales.
Yeah.
Always there.
Yeah.
But like being the reveal of Alir, I was just like,
wait a minute.
I
did this already.
I was more curious to know about who the fuck the emblem was that he had. I hope they fucking mentioned in the DLC or something. I don't know. I was like, the emblem Zero. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Like that would have been kind of cool to like go into a little more depth on, but like it just never is, and it's just like
it's just mysterious. And also I think it's super lame how the 12 villains in basically the final chapter are just kind of shadowed figures. You don't know who they're supposed to be unless you played the game.
I get like, oh, you're not gonna make a model for all these 12 motherfuckers we're never gonna use, but come on.
But don't go halfway is my thing, you know.
It's for me both a cute reference, but at the same time it's like it could not be just a cute reference. It could have been a sexy reference.
Yeah.
Nah. You didn't go sexy with it.
I get why some of them can't even. It's like, yeah, so you go fight the Calico and it's Doom. It's like they're not gonna model the entirety of a fucking Doom-sized dragon for this.
What I think could have been cool to at least like make it a bit more is like instead of just a model, I don't know, color it to be similar to like
coloring it would be at least helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that they spawn in potentially inconvenient locations where you can't get the emblem there.
The first 4 ones are always in the same location, no?
Are we talking about map design now?
Well, I was just mentioning that. Do you have anything you want to say about the story? I feel like you haven't said much, Paul, despite you thinking it's like peak and stuff.
I like the entire stretch of the end of the game. I feel like the bit of the start of chapter 22 of like Halir be like, just make me a fucking zombie. At least I can help out. I want to be able to help out in the bit with the rings and him becoming an emblem. I like that a lot. I think it's peak. I think he deserves to be a Fire Emblem protagonist, I guess.
Nothing in the story is not predictable. It's very by the numbers. It's very
It's predictable. I knew the twist from like.
Oh yeah, no. Everyone can guess that. Like you get a hooded figure, then you see Vale, and the next scene is like, oh, who could this be?
It was like even Vale, like I'm looking for a belt, like it's me. I know. Hello.
Yeah. It's
even the Lumera bit. If only because I was in the mindset of this is an anniversary game. I got to chapter 17. They're like, this Hyacinth looks like he's just alive. Like they brought him back to life. Like they're gonna do the face bit again. I can feel it in my bones. I'm gonna fight my mother.
But either way, it's just kind of a like. I think this game's story for me has like some good moments in it personally. But like,
I like how Alir is not a stupid protagonist. Like I guess some others tend to be. Like some example, say the damn time travel thing happened with Corrin. Corrin would spend like the entire chapter going like, what's happening? Where am I? Why are there two of me? Oh, help! What's happening? Alir's like immediately clocks in. That's me from the past. I must have gone back in time. He has a brain. Same thing with like chapter 14, like Hortense is like, I'm gonna kill the queen if you don't give me the rings. If it was Corrin, like, here, have all the rings. Alir's like, no, we are not giving you the rings, actually. Go on and kill her. Well, let's see if you do it.
No balls.
No balls, and then she doesn't have any balls. That's correct.
Yeah.
I like how he's actually a smart protagonist. Even if like shit about Vale, first time he sees Vale after chapter 9, was like, F off Vale or whatever. Then she shows up again, and he's like, you're acting different, you're acting weird,
I also
whatever.
I thought it was really weird in chapter the one we get Seadoll, and Vale just shows up and like everyone's mad at her because they know she's evil, like the other half. Then they just kind of let her go. Just kind of don't do anything about it. I just thought it was weird when that happened.
I think it's because like we're at the disadvantage. We don't have that many rings or what have you. So
yeah, they kind of don't know if she's packing or not, basically.
I guess it's just I don't know. She just kind of shows up and then leaves. I just thought the cutscene was like weird. They didn't like even try anything.
I will say it does feel like a bit more of a kind of forced moment.
Oh yeah, no, it's very much a you can't fight the boss yet. We're not at the part of the video game moment.
Yeah, like I know it's like to build up to like chapter 17 where you actually do fight it there, but it did feel pretty weird. But I don't know. The big thing for me is that like I think the story for me is kind of carried by some pretty good moments and Alir actually being a pretty good protagonist. But it's not really one I like go to for like this is a good example of like storytelling in Fire Emblem or anything like that.
It is carried by me not caring about Fire Emblem stories. And a lot of it was funny, albeit mostly unintentionally.
I wasn't laughing.
I do like the cutscene, like actually, where Ulcris shows up. I like his intro, because I watched it and I thought, this is like the first time Fire Emblem has done physical comedy before. I just kind of thought about that.
Huh? I guess.
I'm actually thinking about that. Is that that's probably it.
Yeah. Because most time they don't really do like cutscenes, or if it's physical comedy, it's just like implied because it's text boxes.
I like the bit of the story where Yunaka says "Hiya papaya."
She sure does say "Hiya papaya." We had to get one in there. I guess it's obligatory.
Had to get one.
Yeah, I'll turn your intestines into out-testines. There you go. There you go.
No, that's kind of go. It's kind of golden.
Paul, I gotta ask there. When there was lightning outside, was it a bit zappy?
There's no way! There's actually no way! There's genuinely no way that just happened!
Zappy!
That is insane! That is insane!
That's some level of read I've never seen. This man's reading. How does he do it?
Oh, I'm so glad I had that as a clip. I'm so glad I had that as a clip. That was crazy! Oh my god! Oh my god! What?
Anyhow, I think I'm gonna be real. I don't even dislike the character, but story-wise, I think the most forgettable character in this entire game is Jade. Because she's just like in the middle of nowhere on the map. Or Linden. There's those two.
For me, it's Linden. Jade, I remember like a bit. a bit more, just because. Oh yeah, it's my second night.
Like, I know why Linden exists because like it's the random old man you recruit near the end of the game, Fire, and I was like, yes, I know. Like he's just there on a
I
boat.
think the most forgettable. Oh no, I don't want to say it. I don't
Oh,
want to
no.
say it.
Say
I think
it
it's.
with
I think.
it.
I genuinely. I think it's Lab. I think Lab is the most forgettable character in the game
There's no way.
because, like,
She's a CG cutscene, bro. All Chris and
that just adds to the reason I think she's forgettable. Like the fact that even then, I just don't really think much about her. Like I think her design's like boring and borderline NPC. Like I think she's always the least interesting part of the support she's in. I think as a unit, she never really did much for me. Just everything about her, there's nothing to latch on to. Here's a funny non-subject question. What do you think is the best retainer lord group? Not like your favorite characters, but who do you think makes for the best group? I think it's Alfred's
Are we
group.
talking all three?
Like all three.
Okay.
Yeah, like as a group.
Because like I like all three of the characters, Allcrest, Citrine, and Lapis. But I think the best group probably has to go to Tamara's crew.
Well, that one,
No,
that's a
I-
pretty
I
good
don't-
one too. I think both of the Psalm Lords have like a great crew, but I think it's
I feel like the
Alfred
vote-
because like they're all three just like gym buddies. They're all just like muscle dudes who hang out.
I think it's either Alfred's crew or Ivy's crew.
I do like Ivy's crew too.
Because Kaigetsu's good, Zelkov is such a weird motherfucker, but not weird like Bune, he's weird in a good way.
Yeah,
I am so glad. Like looking at him, I thought he was gonna go more the Kaze or not Kaze, Saizo route as of a ninja.
Yeah,
dude.
no, he's kind of.
But he's just a guy. He's just a guy, bro.
Yeah.
He's like I'm a thief and all that, but like
He likes
Hey, what
sewing, helping kids. He's just a
that-
normal dude.
I think it's either Ivy or Alfred. Because I do like Ivy as a character. She's funny. People are like, oh, she's gonna be the Camilla, and then she's goofy.
yeah, no, she's goofy. She's actually like quite a scaredy cat there. I love the Tamara support in particular there.
I might give it
Right.
to the Tamara crew, but I don't think Marin doesn't do much for me.
Marin is probably the weakest link up there, but I just kind of like all their dynamic with it.
That's fair.
And I don't know. I think the antics they have to put up there with Tamara in particular kind of makes it very funny.
The weakest
I think
group
they're
here
all
is definitely the T team.
Yeah, I like Louis, but like, man, they're not.
I don't even care for Louis' whole bitch. Just like I like watching people like. I don't.
He's
care that
likable.
much.
For me, the weakest team has to be the freaking.
Diamond, Amber, and Jade.
Nah.
Yeah,
It just feels like such a weird. It's not like bad, but it's definitely.
I will
weird
say
combo.
that I spent a while forgetting that Jade was one of the retainers. I will say that.
Yeah.
I just don't think like any of them have like that really like great chemistry between them. You don't even see one of them in like the chapter you get Diamant. Like Diamant's carrying that trio hard. And I think Amber's the worst character in the game.
Cat, you're wrong.
That is Hortensia literally exists.
Hortensia is right there.
I didn't bring her high either. I don't think she never annoyed me as much as Amber did.
You're wrong for that one, but it's
I'm
okay.
thinking- I think the worst retainer royal trio is Hortensia, Gold Mary, and Rosado because I did not care for Gold Mary.
Hortensia is like a
Hortensia
pretty big nerf to that whole trio.
Yeah, and Gold Mary is just plateau for me, even if I like Rosado a lot. So it's like, Rosado's the only one I care for.
I'm about to say, I don't know. Goldmere and Rosado kind of carry that hard. Well, like, I also don't hate Hortensia, so it's like, yeah.
I'm thinking of.
I think Saline is the weakest as a trio. I also don't like Saline. I think she's wildly boring. T this, T that. Wow, that's crazy.
The second worst, I am like very borderline between the Saline trio and the Fagato trio.
There's no way. There's actually no way.
But like, I will say this. I do like all three of them in the trio for Saline, even if I don't think they have that great chemistry. I don't know. I didn't really feel anything for like the Fagato guys. They all just felt kind of there with him.
I find it to be a fun, interesting little tidbit that every country like follows a naming scheme.
They have
Yeah.
Dragon Ball naming schemes, and it makes me smile.
Yeah, like all the Brodians are like precious rocks. All the illusions are plants of some capacity. The Soul people are like desserts because they live in a desert. Haha, I get it.
I get it.
Uh,
Oh!
I do find. You're welcome.
That makes sense.
I do find it funny that Ivy, from the place where they're named after plants, has the leaf ring.
That probably only makes sense in English. Probably isn't there in the original.
Probably.
Japanese. Either way, I like the
Regardless.
names.
Good names.
You should probably move
Even
on
like-
to another topic or to like a
I
topic or
think
something.
have we run out of things to talk? Do you have more?
What's
There's
left?
there's one thing I keep bringing up that we've yet to talk about.
You want to talk about map design?
All right, yeah, maps. They're good.
Because here's the thing for me, that is what in a lot of cases makes or breaks a Fire Emblem game for me. It's why I think 6 and BDon are two of the worst games in the franchise, because I hate most of the maps in both of them, or they have some of the worst maps in the franchise. But for me, with Engage, this is like a top 3 game in terms of map.
Oh
design.
yeah, the maps are.
It's so good, and I'm
Probably.
not even talking about. I'm not even talking about just the maps they bring over from other games there, which is really cool, and I'm glad. Well, most of them are bangers.
There's a few stinkers. There's
Yeah,
fog maps. I don't like the final chapter, and the Sea Doll one was slow and boring.
really.
Like it was easy, like really easy, but it was just very slow. Collin and Paul are like Effie heads, and they made map tier lists because
Yeah,
they are
I
deep dish on
created the format.
these games and their design and all of that. These are the Fire Emblem fans of Fire Emblem fans. They know what the term Kaga means.
I do know the developer Kaga. Yes, he
I
exists.
I do know Kaga. Anyway, but I think the general map design in this game is just really, really good. Mainly because like what I think it encourages a lot. It stops like people trying to turtle as much there, because it either encourages you to split up your teams into like different ones so you can go across things faster, or like the bigger thing is that it just stops people from like, or like it punishes you a lot more for like turtling in a lot of places. Like you can still do it and you can still probably get away with it fine, but it's either not encouraged there or it's harder to do. I mean, that also kind of goes into like the gameplay things there, but generally like a lot of the map designs and like the gimmicks within them are really fun. And again, this game's got some teeth sometimes with like difficulty. There are several times when I had to reuse my
Got some
handy
hands.
dandy rewind feature, which
True. Glad that's always coming back forever now. Thank you.
that
Thank you.
that should always be a staple, and if it's not, then they're doing something wrong.
Yeah, thank you, Fire Emblem Echoes based.
But I'm kind of surprised, like looking at the map design here, how many I had like in the higher tiers with it there. There's just a lot of like really good maps.
Yeah.
I will say there are some stinkers, but surprisingly enough, my least favorite maps in the game weren't Fog of War maps. It's like,
Mine neither.
Those were mine.
Oh, you didn't make a tier list. Are you sure those were yours? I don't see them here.
you know what?
I'm telling you right now, because I don't think about Fire Emblem maps all that like super critically, other than I recognize that when I'm playing them, am I having fun? Am I not having fun? Most of the time, I was having fun. I just occasionally wasn't.
You know what? In that case, why don't we have you like kind of like give your thoughts real quick there? Any like big standouts or big ones you hated?
Well, the
You
first
didn't
standouts,
follow
it's
along.
mostly like either like visual or they had like a certain set piece. So like, I liked a lot. I really liked Chapter 11, the escape one, the part 2 of that whole thing. I thought that was really cool, a really cool setup and really fun. I really liked a lot of the early ones were just kind of pretty fun and pretty to look at, which it's crazy Fire Emblem. I really liked I had one. The port one, the 6v6. That one's really cool.
Chapter
Yeah,
17.
yeah, that one's
So
sick. That one's so sick.
So, me and Paul both said we think it's the best map in the game.
It's probably the best map.
It's probably the best map in the game. Why not? And also, after getting trolled, I liked the funny ring chapter. The ones I didn't like were pretty much just.
Like
Oh yeah, sorry. You go.
yeah, about the on the first playthrough there, it's just like I got in a bad situation there, but I more found it funny that like I was put in this bad situation because I was expecting it to be that easy. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I also think that this is like probably the first game since Fates, and only game including Fates that I think has like memorable like
Maps.
set pieces, I should say. Like I can remember like areas, locations, you know. Also, it had deserts that didn't suck. That was fun too.
I love desert maps. Glad it had those.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that the desert maps in this game are actually good.
Well, yeah, no, it had like cool locales that I would like think, oh hey, it's that thing if it was like in like a spin-off game, you know. But most of the games just kind of have green plains, a castle, fortress. You know, I thought it was more creative this time around.
It's not mostly. You're talking about the GBA game. To be specific.
I didn't say a single name. I didn't say a single name.
I did.
All right, you do you. Ones I didn't like, I thought Arena Faro was like all right, but like they gotta let go of Arena Faro. They gotta let go. They keep bringing it back. It's in Smash Bros. They just gotta let it go.
Fine. Chrome's gonna have a different map when he comes with DLC.
Yeah, Chrome's gonna have a different map, and B, it is the tutorial one for like the Engage. Not the Engage, just
the Engage paralogs, like Emblem paralogs.
It is. Like I accept it, but just maybe no more. You know, it's like the chemical plant of Fire Emblem Awakening. I'm just tired of it.
I suppose.
I get it. In that case, it's like that's why I like it, though. I like having a bit of familiarity.
Yeah.
Because like if we want to go like actual one there, that's more Green Hill.
No, Green Hill is like there isn't one for fire. There isn't one. There's one. But no, there were a couple that I didn't like. I thought were just kind of either a little boring or lame. Like I hate fog. I will never enjoy fog maps, and that remains the case here. I think these are some of the best ones in the series, but it's like saying you have the best disease. You're not winning anything. The Seed-All chapter. It was like I said. It was very easy, but just kind of boring. Not really much to say there. The Celica parallel was weird because he just kind of warped to me and died. Yep. So
Sigurd also likes to go kill himself in your party.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's actually dangerous when he gets to you.
Is Sigurd dangerous? I just killed him as soon as he used the override on my line of people.
Yeah, that's the thing there. If you accidentally have your guys in a line of people, I forgot about that my first playthrough, and I was like, oh, goodbye, Citrine. Goodbye, Lapis.
Also, one chapter that I really just didn't like, that I just thought was too long and not entertaining at all. I did not like the final chapter. I didn't like it one bit. It felt too long for its own good. You know, because I didn't have the foresight to just insta-kill him once I got the first four, like, past villains down.
Yeah, no, I just killed the first one, then I jumped him.
Yeah, I didn't have the foresight to kill all 4 of his health bars.
I will admit, if it was just me, I probably wouldn't have had the foresight there. I did stream it and I had Paul and hit standby there. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't have that.
I don't know. It's not like it even took that long either way.
I took a break just because I was like tired. Like it wasn't even like it was hard or anything. It just kept going. And if I didn't like the main theme before, I was so sick of it because it feels like a pretty short loop. And it just got grating on my ears after a while.
It's pretty long.
Maybe it just didn't feel long, but man, every time they went back to the main thing, I was like, oh no, here it comes, and then it was like, da 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 da, and I was like, no. So yeah, I didn't really have much fun with that chapter. But being the last chapter, I'm curious. What were your guys' final teams, if you remember?
Oh, I streamed this game. This shouldn't be hard to look at it. Let me.
Right,
you don't gotta say who was engaged with who, because I don't even remember who the hell I did with that.
Then I will try to like give it there. Obviously, I had a Lear. I had Vale.
Oh yeah, of course you had a Lear.
I had Vale. I had.
I benched a Lear.
I wish I could. No, I don't. He has Bond Blast.
I'm about to say, you wish you could? Come on, man. He's got the best mechanic in the game.
Yeah, he does. I wish he was a good character.
Lapis, Citrine. Put him in flat.
He would have been in rolling, but no. Here's the thing. I think as a character, he's whatever. But I played in male, and I really liked Brandon McClintus's take. Like I liked his acting. He carried most of the scenes that I didn't care about because didn't like the writing in them. But I was like, damn, you're going off in the studio. You go.
Okay. I was about to say, you're always the guy that's advocating that plateau is really positive.
So my last team was, I got the video. I can even give you the engage, but I might as well not, I guess.
Go ahead.
I used the Lear, Citrine, obviously, Yunaka, Fram, Timera, Alfred, Vale, Seedal, Mavier, Ivy, Louis, Fogado, Diamant. Did I say Rosado? Rosado.
We had
Those were the 14.
we had 4 characters in common, not counting Alear.
I could also give you the engages, but I don't think we need those.
I don't care. I don't care that much.
Let me look at my tier list. It'll probably like peak.
Fine, I just did Von Blast of Citrine. It went hard every time.
You know,
I didn't even put in the one. I didn't even put in the character list I put in there for like gameplay wise, but whatever. It's too late.
Yeah, so I had Alear, obviously, and then I had Clan, Boucheron, Alfred, Etier, Pandreo, Fogado, Saphir, Tamara, Amber, Kagetsu, Jean, Alcrest, and Rosado.
Collin, he didn't bench Boucheron.
Yeah, I didn't bench Boucheron. I love Boucheron.
It's me, Boucheron.
I will say, Rosado,
over there.
most surprising character of the game. I thought I would hate him, but I ended up really liking him.
Anyway, the characters I brought in were Citrine, Diamant, Lapis, Louis, Tamara, Alcrest, Yunaka, Vale.
It's the Mysterious Wanderer.
Not Citrine, Celine, Ivy,
The only one using
and Alfred. I think I.
Fair enough.
Wow, so we all used Alfred and Tamara. Those are the only characters we all had in common.
And the Lear.
That doesn't count.
My man did not. Vale is a weirdly good unit.
No, she's very good.
She's very good, but I didn't like her that much, like as a character. So I just decided, no, I don't want to use you.
So,
I always used her. She was my guaranteed Collin user after I just got Mark back.
Guaranteed what?
Corrin
user.
Oh,
Just Corrin.
Corrin.
Can
I
you-
thought you said corn. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So it's
I
like a
guess-
weapon I don't know
I guess-
about?
I love
Either
Corrin.
Either way, having both having Dragon on there and then just Draconic Hex, it was like just a match made in heaven there. And because I got Marth back, and I'm the guy that always like keeps the main character with their main thing there at like the end of the game. There, it was I'm gonna put it on her instead. Wow. And then, but now we're done with the final teams there, and now that you're done talking about the maps, Paul, I see we have 2 least favorites that are in common.
We do hate Leaf and Celica.
Celica's, I just don't.
It's just boring.
It is
Hey,
very
I don't-
boring.
I don't get why they chose this. Paul, you want to go into what this map is?
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I don't know-
actual
I don't know
map
what
they
it
chose
is.
for Celica. It's first of all, it's not even like a main story map. It's a side map that you can choose to not do. Because like when you're leaving Celica's like church island place thing where she goes to become a priest, she takes a boat, she starts sailing to the main continent, and you can make a stop to like a random island that's said to have a necro dragon and have some treasure there or whatever. That's the map they chose. The map that had the necro dragon.
Yeah. There's
That-
that.
It's
And
not part of the story.
Well, I mean, at least you got a map from her own game.
Don't
Oh
worry
yeah,
about
do you want to complain about that, Colin?
You know what? Give me a bit here, because I'm gonna complain about my least favorite ones real quick here, because that at least is not in the bottom for me there.
Alright. Yeah,
also the
which one was Leafs again?
also-
Because you didn't like that? You both didn't like
the one
that?
with the ballistas.
The one with
Oh.
the one with the really strong ballistas, which goddamn, why are they doing that much? And the ones that kept like spawning so many horse units at you later on in the chapter.
And the horse units were,
remember.
I didn't even remember them existing. The only problem was the ballista.
Now for me, it's like near the end of it, you just get swarmed with so many of them that it's just better to try to kill Leaf as soon as possible.
I just yeah. I mean, oh, you mean like the magic horses? Okay.
Yeah, which I want to mention. That's like my one issue with like a lot of like these chapters. Like I think the boss is like having some actual like teeth this time around is a good thing. I like actually having to think about fighting the bosses. What I don't like is how easily you're able to lure all of them. Because it's like you tank their one hit, they come towards you, and then it's like, all right, guys, swarm them. You're not gonna get in there with draconic heck. Everyone. It really is the Xenoblade 1 topple Daze and then just keep beating him down while he's dazed. But like, I genuinely think it's cool that they like actually, and some of them like coming towards you there because there was no throne or anything like that in the first place is a challenge. We'll get to them and talk about the best maps, but it's like Celica is by far the worst example of it because she just warps to you from the other side of the map and then you just all jump her and kill her.
Yeah, I don't know why she does that. It's so weird. Like, I know that their ability, but like, really?
Which, if you don't do that, then you have a boring chapter regardless there with guys that just keep summoning dudes.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, kill the summoners before they summon more dudes. Ooh, I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
thank you.
Like, I was gonna do that, and then
annoying.
Celica just like, alright, I will die now. And I'm just like,
Maybe
okay.
if you had chosen Alm, you could have a better fucking map, idiots. Got him.
It's okay.
Anyway, yeah. Those two are bad. In my own personal least favorite there, I really did not like the Camilla chapter. Like,
I didn't
it's
play
kind
it.
of fun. It's kind of funny, that you can warp strat that bitch at
I
the end
did.
there.
I beat that chapter in like 5 turns or something. My second time through.
Yeah, but it's like just a generally like very long and boring map aside from that, and it just goes on for too long. It goes on for way too long. And then my other least favorite one, which is like borderline on going into Roland, I really didn't like the Avalanche map that much.
I thought it was interesting.
It was fine. It was whatever. It was like a better version of the funny rock mountain from Path of Radiance. That's what it reminded me of.
Huh. I suppose.
That's true, but the thing I just really didn't like about it is that in a game with low movement...
Oh yeah, some of my guys were just dead to rights. So many times I had like Pandreo, you just can't move it. I was like, alright, well, I guess you're out of the battle for now.
Now to get on my little soapbox here.
Alright, go off. Say your stuff about representation. Not in that way, in the Fire Emblem way.
Yeah, no, I love all the communities there, don't mind me. But going in there, I think some maps in some games were represented better than others. One of my favorite maps in the game is Ike's map. Because
that's so good.
Because it's one of the only bits that you actually get from Path of Radiant. Because it's designed for Radiant Dawn. His song he gets in the map is from Radiant Dawn. And the only thing he gets from anything from Path of Radiance is his weapon. Well, his last weapon. First of all, he has the hammer.
The hammer.
The hammer.
Only we get that bit.
If you know it, you're awesome. And if you're also hearing this, then drop a like.
It's regular show. It's a regular show reference. If you don't know regular show, what are you doing?
I missed it. Drop a like.
I don't know. I was just trying to be goofy off.
Are you sure?
Anyway.
For me?
Yeah.
I'll do it too. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your thoughts about Fire Emblem Engage. We're not done yet, but do it anyway.
Don't forget to hit the bell.
Oh yeah, the bell.
Yeah. Definitely hit that bell. It might work.
Or it might not. Who knows? We gotta use YouTube CEO.
Oh, you're right though.
But going back to it, at least Ike still got a map from his own game. Lynn by far has the worst representation in the game, bar none. Before Hector, the only thing that was Fire Emblem 7 about her was herself and the Monikati. And the map they chose was from a game she's not even in or was incepted in. They did not make Fire Emblem 6 with the idea of Lynn in mind. It also didn't help that in the chapter they gave it there was one of the worst chapters from the original game.
Oh.
Only made slightly better by the fact that we're not in Fire Emblem 6.
Whoa, he's going crazy.
I'm going crazy with it. I'm not stopping right there. But like, could have catered him just a little bit. Like, I know some of the maps like in Fire Emblem 7. Like, I know you guys don't really care for the game that much here. I do. Whatever. You're wrong. I'm right. But going back to the game,
whoa, them's fighting words.
But they could.
Hop on Skullgirls right now. Hop on Rivals of Aether, bro. I'll smoke you.
Anyway, going back to like that there. They could have chosen some of the early game maps for her. Like, I don't know. You chose for Arena Ferox for Lucina. That was one of the earliest maps in the game. You clearly were fine with doing that there. Or you could have chosen the chapter where you gotten her in the main story. Noble Lady of Caitlin would have been a perfect chapter for her. But nah, you chose the Fire Emblem 6 map there because it's the most Sakai-looking map.
It's because she's Roy's mother, silly.
That's not canon, I think. I don't know. Is it
But
Ninian
this
the...
has never been confirmed.
Oh.
No one else.
That thunder in the background there, that's my actual anger at that.
Yeah, no, there's no canon Roy mother. No one knows who it is.
I always think though
it's Marth.
I always think though it's Ninian because it would be kind of cool if Roy was part dragon.
Guillermo Dragonstone, the remake. Let's go. It's gonna go hard.
It is gonna
Anyway, yeah. I think some characters are given better representation than others in terms of maps. And Lynn is probably the worst example of it, with Celica coming close behind because it's not even a map that you have to play in the main story. At least it's in her own game.
Talking about maps, we talked about this in passing during conversations. I think it's very funny how like every map is built to be like, oh, this is a place from their game they could feasibly find here. It's like, you know, there's an arena, sure. There's like some houses in Green Plains, whatever. There's like
There's a fort.
There's a fort. There's a crumbly fort.
There's a fort. There's a knight. There's a sacred tomb.
And you get to buy up. He's like, I don't know what this is doing.
This kinda... I swear I've seen this before. And then Family Guy cutaway gags.
And there's that one, and then you have and then you also have Erica and Ephraim.
Yeah, Erica's like, oh, that's the last map of my game. Alir, do you
And then
see it? Like,
she cutaway gags, and not Ephraim because he's not in the game. Don't look for him. He's not there.
He's not there.
Who?
Yeah, and I don't think it ever gets. I don't think it ever gets that bad, but I gotta say, it's very funny to me that Camilla just somehow has the exact port. Like, well, what the heck is this doing here?
Oh yeah, those weird sewers or whatever.
Also, Hector just having the arm at thrown.
I've looked for DLC. At least you can like have a suspension of disbelief because it doesn't take place in the same place as the main stores. It's like, yeah, sure, fucking whatever. Who cares?
You know, we're talking about how funny it is, right? Paul.
Yeah.
We have some similar goat maps.
Oh yeah, we have our goat maps are very similar. I have like two more.
I mean, I probably agree with like most of the ones you put in there. They're all pretty.
You
good.
have 3 more than me. Anyway, we all agreed there. Chapter 17, best chapter in the game, probably.
Yeah, probably.
It's good. I like it. Yeah, I had fun.
Chapter 14, the one where you have to go face Hortensia and her crew for the second time.
Yeah, it was the Psalm Castle.
Ooh, that one was cool. I like that one.
The Psalm Castle there. It encourages you to split up and then your teams reconvene in the middle there for the big boss. I think that's really cool. We also mentioned it, but chapter 11, really fantastic.
Yeah.
Sick.
I just love that, like, you're so helpless and you're supposed to just run away from the emblems.
I didn't realize
you can't run away.
Yeah, I didn't realize originally that you also lost your timey-wimey thing. Until Kagetsu showed up and gave it back to me, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting 2? But no, I just got it back.
Being fair here, if Paul did not mention to me, I probably wouldn't have either.
Yeah.
But I think we all agree the best paralog in the game is probably Ike's.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is.
My thing with it, cause I think it's a pretty good defense chapter at the start. And then Ike shows up and just destroys the entire floor.
Yeah, no, I literally audibly
and he just shows up and goes, hey, it's me, Ike, and he just breaks the wall. And he's like, I'm here now.
I both like it because I think it's kind of weird on its own that he has just the demolish ability where you can break things in one hit.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they just put it on there specifically for that one moment because it was so scary the first time I saw it, but also so funny.
I didn't put those up there for him, but I did put chapter 18 stars because I love both maps. I love both maps.
I was like
so
both.
sad Three Houses didn't have a both map.
It didn't have a lot of maps.
You did, sure didn't. The desert map was side content.
He also put 20. He also put 26 up in stars.
Yeah, I put the final chapter. I love the final chapter. I think it's peak fiction.
Which for me is.
I'm glad you have your opinions.
Yeah, I did put chapter 22 where you're grabbing the rings after you lost them because I think I like the chapters where you do not have the ring. I just think they're.
That one was okay. I didn't love that one.
I just like a good chunk of these maps aren't just throughout the enemy or kill over the wall.
Thank you, Thunder.
God, I'm sorry.
Too bad.
Uh,
Okay.
This is my penance for defying the Brazilian man himself and not putting the boat map.
Should have put the boat map higher.
Is there any other map you want to talk about, or should we move into the
Sure.
conclusion segment?
The last thing I'll just mention.
Yeah,
The
closing
last-
statements.
The last thing I'll mention is like I think a close thing for stars for me is chapter 10, because not only like the shock at the end, of, like,
very
getting all
good.
your rings, but like just the general chapter itself is really good. And the first time I had that, and just dealing with Astra Storm.
I did get my ass kicked a little bit by that.
It was really good.
Mhm.
Uh,
I
and I
guess we're good, right?
the second best parallax for me is probably Hector's, but I'm also biased to FE7.
You are biased.
You are incredibly biased.
I don't hate Hector's, but I didn't feel much while doing it. That's
Fair
because I'm not an
enough.
FE7 stan, I
It didn't
suppose.
rustle your bones.
No, it didn't Jimbo my Jambo. I don't
Again,
know.
I am just happy that at the very least there
Uh,
was some
comes again
representation for
probably in a
Fire
bit.
7. Anyway, final
It's-
thoughts.
Final
Time for
thoughts
closing
on
statements.
Fire Emblem Engage, the latest game in the Fire Emblem series. Let's go in the same order. It'll go Collin, Paul, me.
All right, so I mentioned it before, but like this game was just pretty much a fun ride all the way through here, and I think it actually has contention for me to be in my top 3 for the series right now, because right now I don't know if I put it up there. My top 3 at the moment are 7, The Path of Radiance, and then Conquest, first, second, third. But I think it has potential to get there, and it's just I don't know. Like the minute I like ended the game there, or I was getting to the last point there, it's like, man, I want to do so many things in my second playthrough there, and that right there,
That is always a good sign.
that was a sign to me how much I enjoyed the game and how much I kept enjoying it on my days at work. Like there were some things that a little soured for me. Like once the honeymoon phase were over, I noticed a lot more like kind of like mid or bad maps. It didn't matter to me. It was just like I had so much fun with this, and I'm having so much fun again. And I'm probably gonna have more fun here once the rest of the DLC comes out and I do my maddening mode run because I'm an insane maniac or something like that. I've also just been hearing maddening mode in this game is like really fun, and I kind of want to know what the hype's about.
You should look
Yeah.
into it
I'm
also,
not, I
maybe.
ain't doing
But-
that.
But yeah, I very much loved playing this game from start to finish, and but it's not even just because I'm a Fire Emblem fan and that kind of thing. This was just genuinely just a joy to go through start to finish. I will say, if this is your first Fire Emblem game, though, I feel so sorry for you. This is not really a good one to start with. All the references are gonna go over your head.
It's like your first Sonic
I
game
don't think
being
it's
Sonic
the other way, they're
Generations.
like-
No,
Pretty
that's more.
much, it's
That's
like-
more pickupable even. Whatever.
Yeah, that one's more pick-upable because it's like that game's over and done with in like 5 hours.
Yeah.
This game you're spending 40 hours at best with a game with a bunch of characters you don't even know. Either way, yeah, fantastic Fire Emblem game there. It's my first game of the year so far. That's stars.
Based.
All right.
Paul?
All right. Paul.
You're
Yes, it's me. Okay. Have you ever felt childlike wonder
Oh my lord.
playing something?
Oh my lord.
Bro, I literally think this game is just stellar. It's like, yeah, it doesn't have the best written story in the game, in the fucking franchise. Even if I think the last bit of it is definitely peak fiction. I feel like Kalir definitely earned their place as a protagonist. But that aside, I just think this game is stellar in like basically every facet of it. It's the best looking game in the franchise. It has the amount of money that feels like went into this game is insane. Of the amount of voice acting and the amount of maps and the amount of remixed songs, because every song has 2 versions, one for battle and one for outside of battle.
Well, that's standard for the franchise.
I know. It's just like the standard for the franchise, but it's like, oh, Fates, for example, each route has like 2 song. It has 2 themes, because like it has the one that's early in the round, the one that's later in the route, and those 2 themes have a second theme for when it's in battle.
Yeah, sounds
The
like
game is
that.
I mean, there's
Because, like-
there's a couple more, but go on.
Yeah.
Go off.
Because this map is like, paralogs have their own themes. They remix specifically a song for one map, for a singular map in the game.
2 maps if you bought the DLC, but anyway.
That's the DLC. It doesn't
Let
count.
Paul finish his closing statement. We are over 3 hours. I need to end this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I also need to
it
go
was
have
funny.
dinner. Like the amount of maps they made too, because I know Three Houses is like a low bar, but after coming from Three Houses, it's 15 maps at best. Coming here is like, here's 40 maps. Actually, it has 26 chapters plus 15 paralogs.
Something like that.
That's
I also-
41 maps.
If I could add on to that, Paul, I also think like even the games before that didn't have like the greatest variety when
Yeah.
it comes to maps either. Like, I don't know. Once you got to Celic as part of Echoes, I could not remember half the same
Yeah.
maps.
Because like I do love both maps, but I would like them more spaced out a bit, because Celica's game is like, here's 4 both maps in a row.
Alright,
Yeah.
go on there. I wonder.
Regardless. Regardless. Yeah. I don't know, I feel like Collin said, this is just a joy to play. The gameplay is definitely the best one in the series. This is on my top 3 for sure. I don't know if it's my favorite one is Path of Radiance. I have to think if it's better than that still. Right now it's either this is my 3rd behind Echoes or my 2nd in front of Echoes.
I think the
Because
fact that
Echoes
you're
is-
mentioning that it's in contention for that says a lot.
Yeah. Because like usually before it was like Path of Radiance, Echoes, Three Houses. Yes, I like Three Houses a lot. And then like
Sure
Awakening, below Three Houses, so on and so forth. Like I think this is top 3 material easily. It's a stellar video game. It stars easily. It might be the game of the year, but Zelda isn't out yet. Give me, like, 3 months.
Zelda's gonna be the game of like the generation.
We'll have to
Wait,
see.
no, Pikmin 4 is out this year. Never mind what I just said. Pikmin 4 is gonna be the best game of the
Not
generation.
the Pikmin fan.
Nah, it's gonna be the best game of all time. It's just happening. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway. Paul, finish your
Maybe
statement.
for,
Finish your
maybe
statement,
for
Paul.
Pikmin fans.
It stars. It's easily stars. It's easily one of the best games in the franchise. If you like any of these games, I think you should play it. You should try it. It's a joy to play through.
All right, and then there's me. Here's me in
Alright.
the last one. All right.
Yeah,
So-
the Fire Emblem
Go ahead.
hater.
I am not a Fire Emblem hater. I'm not.
Hey,
I
no
never
way.
have been. Though it is very
You're the
funny to
one-
hate on.
You are the one that brought us here. Go ahead and finish us off.
All right. So I let the Fire Emblem, fanatics have their chance. Now it's time for the Fire Emblem Intermediate. I think this game is pretty friggin' good. All right. After coming up with 3 houses, which when I first finished, I was like, yeah, that was a good game. Honeymoon phase, and I was like, this game is trash. I hated most things about it. This game.
Three Houses' first playthrough is definitely like a magical thing, but you play it against like who.
Whew, I gotta do this again. Oh, anyway, Engage. I have gone through the honeymoon, and outside of the story, which is like, I think it's bad. I think the gameplay is among the best in the franchise, which is like the most important. However, I don't think it has the best like gameplay character mix. I don't think it has like the peak of character and gameplay, which would be like the best game for me. So I say,
fair.
okay, so ranking, because I haven't played that many, it's gonna be fast. At the bottom, 3 houses, think it's bad. Right after that, I think Fate's Birthright, it's okay, but it's got a cool aesthetic. And then, no, rephrase your face. 3 houses, then Blazing Blade, then Fate's Birthright. I do not like Blazing Blade at all. And then Path of Radiance, that game's good, it's a good video game. And then Fate's Conquest, that's a sick video game. Sacred Stones, sicker video game. Awakening, which is like still my favorite in the franchise. That's not being changed for, I don't know, unless I bring out like an actual 10 out of 10, it's not just being changed. I think that is
Until
like,
they remake it. Yeah.
maybe, I don't know. But I think that is like not only a top tier Fire Emblem game, but like a top tier Nintendo game. Engage though, very, very good. I would give it an easy recommendation, especially if you're a Fire Emblem fan at all. I think it's got some of the best gameplay. It's very over the top, colorful, and very anime. And if you don't like that, this ain't for you. If you're not gonna get down with the anime, this is not for you. Stay away. Go anywhere else. But for my money,
Pussy.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that. But for my money, this is
I was gonna say there, BDon.
What's up?
So you said you played both Birthright and Conquest. Did you never play Revelation?
No.
Oh,
Fair enough.
No, I did not play that game.
Anyways,
I'm about to say fair enough. I thought like you played all of them, but
No.
for your
Nah.
money,
For my money, this is a good ass video game right here. Easy recommend, 2 thumbs up.
Where would it go between like?
are you hearing the drums on this one?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
This is either number 3 or number 4. I don't know if I like it more than Fate's Conquest, but everything else I like it more. Every other game has some or a few things that annoy me like super greatly that bother me. But this game, it has the story, but I don't care that much about the story in Fire Emblem because it's not usually ever good, so it doesn't matter that much to me. But everything else is like pretty good at the very least. So yeah, no, that's about it. This is a good out of 10 video game. Would play again. That's a lie. I'm not playing again. I put 100 hours into this bitch.
He didn't do the mountain scale, Chad.
It's like Clouds. I'll give it a Clouds. Why not? That's a good video game.
Alright.
Sure.
And also, if Alira's in Smash, I am breaking my Switch.
Well, too bad. I hope he's in. It'll be great when Lear's in Smash and he can summon any of the emblems. It'll go crazy.
God. If we get a
I'm
ninth,
maining him.
if we get a 9th one of these MFs, I'm done. I'm out. It's over.
Bro, he can throw hands. He doesn't even need a sword.
That don't matter to me. You kidding me?
Not too bad then.
If we get a 9th one, we don't get Banana D. It's I'm done. I'm out. Anyway,
But then he's mid anyways.
and I know you ain't saying that to the GOAT. You ain't saying that about the GOAT. No, you take that back right now, alright? You take that back right now.
Okay, I paused for a second. What are we talking about?
Nothing. We're talking about we're ending.
Nothing.
We're at the end.
Do you have a Patreon to tank or something? Do you have to like do a bid?
Well, Collin, do you have anything you want to shout out? Where can people find you on the internets?
No one said I suppose.
That didn't even make sense.
No, I said I suppose I have something to plug there.
You're good. I guess your mic didn't pick you up, anyways.
Besides, I didn't. Besides, no one said I suppose another time, but I said I was going to do it at least one time.
Okay.
Anyway, if you guys want to find me anywhere on like the internet at all, there, I do have a Twitter. It is at BDs1738.
It is mostly boobs and asses. So. Yeah.
Baze, that's why I follow him for real.
He's a degenerate. He's a degenerate.
I forgot we're in the Virgin Club.
I know, right?
Anyway, Paul, where can people find you?
That's me.
You have a couple of things, Paul.
I have my Twitch. I stream some days during the week. It's on screen, I guess. If you're not watching, it's twitch.tv/BNSRC. Everyone asks where the name came from. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I have a Twitter also at PaulVSRC because they already took the one without the V. That's up.
Makes sense.
It's not cool. I guess that's about it. I have like an archive channel for my VODs from Twitch, but that's just on my like description from my Twitch channel anyway, so you can get it from there, I guess. My entire playthrough of Engage is up there if anyone is curious.
That's so many hours of content.
Oh yeah, no, there's like a site that tells you how long a playlist is, YouTube. According to this, the amount of videos I have total up to 2 days, 12 hours, and 11 minutes. So that's like 60 hours.
That's approximately 180 One Piece episodes. You can get to Skype in the time it takes to watch that whole playthrough.
And I'm the degenerate.
This man is not talking about Skype Meta.
Nah, it's Skype.
What is the One Piece spoiler?
That ain't happening. I mean, if you want to catch up, it's never too late to start the journey of a lifetime. Join Luffy and his merry gang of Straw Hat Pirates, alright? In an adventure spawning a lifetime. One of the best stories of all time.
I have to ask, where can they find you? Oh wait, they found you.
Oh my god, you're right here. You can find me. Yahaha, I'm right here at bwaddledone on YouTube.com. That's crazy.
comment, and subscribe.
Do
And if
all
you're a
of
fan
that.
of Zelda, get excited for the Zelda spoiler cast that's definitely happening.
Oh,
That is
alright. Are you putting that into the ether?
I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna say no. It's just mostly kidding. But hey,
I will probably not be there. Then I'm not.
Yeah, he hates Zelda. He's more of a fan of Xenoblade.
I don't. Well, I mean, I am a bigger fan of Xenoblade. It is-
well, then we could actually do a Xenoblade 3 spoiler.
I haven't
when
played that
BDon
video
plays it.
game.
When BDon plays, did you not hear the end of the sentence?
Well, now I did. Huh, anyway, that's the end of this super long thing we did. Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah.
It's out now on Nintendo Switch. You can buy it physically,
Emblem
digitally, or on the...
Engage.
Yeah.
Fire
Yeah, bro.
Emblem Heroes.
That one.
You can buy this, or you can buy XCOM 2. Make your choice.
Do
with
not
that-
pick XCOM 2.
And with that, we're out of here. Bye papaya, gamers.
Have a zappy good time.
Oh, my mouse froze.
Citrine's the goat for real.
No, it's Amber. You're both this wrong.
Nah, Amber's at the bottom, bro.
Nah, he's at the top where he belongs.
Oh no.
My mouse is still frozen.
Oh, that's not good. Did you
It's
end the
fine.
stream already?
I will once I'm able.
Okay, got this.
Oh, now I'm able.
I thought you were Kane.
I think you're a real funny guy, huh?
Paul.